It's the Orioles on Masson, and welcome everybody as this series continues against the Red Sox, and the Orioles continue winning. They come in with a 4-game win streak, coming away with a 5-2 win in the opener of this 3-game set last night. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. And for the Orioles, they hope the month of August, why don't we just scratch September, call it August, and keep right on going? Because it was one of the best months that they have had in a long time. All aspects of the game came together. Take a look at some of the numbers, starting with the pitching. For the Orioles, 17-11, only the Twins had a better record in the American League. The starters, a 3.20 ERA, second best in the American League, led by Mattis, Ferguson, and Guthrie. And the relievers, 3.94. Koji Uehara, 5 for 5 in saves. Gonzalez looking like the Mike Gonzalez they had hoped for with a 2.16 ERA. Pretty great numbers pitching-wise.
It was a terrific month for the whole staff. The only one probably left wanting was the middle relievers, who really had no work at all with the starters running deep in the ball games. They threw 3 shutouts. They walked the fewest amount of batters in the American League throughout the month. So they would like certainly August to roll over into September. And on the end of the game, Koji and Mike Gonzalez at the end really nailed down every chance they had. They had a terrific month.
And with that pitching, the offensive numbers didn't have to be that great, but they were much better than they had been. A 257 team average, 7th best in the American League in August, 309 runners in scoring position, a dramatic improvement on the second best in the American League. Luke Scott, Felix P.A., the best months average-wise, RBIs, and home runs. Freddie Anderson, the offense was there as well.
It was. As you mentioned, it was a team effort. They were struggling early in the year with runners in scoring position. Second in the American League with 309 batting average. Individual standouts, like you mentioned, Luke Scott, monster month, 9 home runs and 20 RBIs in 1 month is a huge month. And Felix P.A. still hit over 300 for the month of August, despite going over 15. He broke out of that slump last night with a long 2-strike home run off a left-hander.
And now, as Mike Showalter has made clear, the month of September is not to be put in your back pocket for the Oriole players. There's a lot to be proven still as far as he's concerned.
Absolutely. Buck's Buck's a baseball lunatic. He's going to have him going nonstop. He eats, lives baseball, thinks about it 24/7, and these are definitely the new and improved Orioles.
All right, we'll see if they continue here in the month of September. It will not be easy with John Lester on the mound and that 12-0 mark against the O's. We'll kick this one off when we come back. At Camden Yards, let's take a look at what we've got for our train. Game time temperature 91 degrees. Visit trainsearch.com to locate an independent train dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Under the clear skies and a gentle breeze blowing out to the left. Let's take a look at the starting lineup tonight, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. For Terry Francona's Red Sox, it'll be SCUTARO, Drew, and Martinez. Ortiz, Beltre, and Lowrie. Lowell, Neva, and Kalish. Beltre, 5th in the American League with that .322 average.
Our PNC scouting report on Jake Arrieta and what he needs to do to achieve success tonight would be the reverse curve. Last night it was to attack David Ortiz and the other left-hander J.D. Drew in the lineup. And tonight, Jake Arrieta will have to be careful with those two. Enjoy home. He's 0-1 at home in his last couple of starts, but a 1.88 ERA, so he's pitched much better than that record, and he is a fresh new face. He has never faced the Boston Red Sox, and I think that's advantage to Arrieta in this outing here tonight.
Can he continue the great pitching that we have seen from the Orioles starters over the last month? They say, but Showalter saying, like hitters, the pitchers are feeding off one another in their starts.
They definitely are. You know, you can see that they go out now and they're not really worried about pitch counts. They want to go deep into games. They have been going deep into games. Arrieta has been struggling with his control a little bit. He knows that. He knows when he's got electric stuff. When he's in the strike zone, he's lights out. That's been his only downfall this year, is command.
Well, let's see what he's got here against a revised Red Sox lineup in light of all the injuries that they have. Marco SCUTARO will be leading it off. SCUTARO, who did not have a very good game defensively, and we found out after the game last night and in the Boston Globe today, he's got a bad shoulder, that he's playing hurt and is having a very difficult time throwing the baseball anywhere. And if he gets the ball in the hole at short, he's hanging on to it. The shoulder hurts so much he's not even taking infield prior to games. But the Red Sox are so banged up, they don't have anybody else to play short.
Yeah, they have a lot of people out of position, and certainly SCUTARO. You know, we noticed it too. He has 17 errors on the year. I'm sure he's battled this for a while. Very uncharacteristically a high number of errors for him. You can tell by that throw to second base that something was bothering him. He was ready to throw his glove into the left field bleachers after that error.
And you could tell in the Wigginton ground ball in the hole, too. I thought he fielded it in time to throw him out or at least make a chance at it. And when he just held on to it, I thought, he knows who the runner is. It's not, it's Ty Wigginton. So that makes sense now that you've explained it.
Didn't know that last night, but he's playing hurt. Jake Arrieta gets the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on him. SCUTARO had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. 24-year-old right-hander delivers, and that'll be fouled off at the plate. Keep it at 1-2. Arrieta, unlike a number of the young starters, coming off that loss to the White Sox, 4 runs, 7 hits, 4 innings worked, has not struggled particularly that much in the first inning. I mean, he's had a little problem settling down, but not to any great extent. He's been able to work his way through the first pretty well. 1-2 delivery, and that's going to be to short. Oh, what a scoop! Lugo off the mark. A great stop, but no chance to get him. It'll be an infield hit.
Well, off the bat, looks like he hit it off the end of the bat, like he hit a changeup to shortstop. Lugo bobbles the short hop pick and unable to pick it up in time to get SCUTARO racing down the line.
Pulling Wigginton off the bag, and as you can see, runner had already gone by. So SCUTARO will get a leadoff single as Torres out tonight, just getting a rest, and Lugo getting the chance at shortstop. Here's J.D. Drew. Tonight he's moved up to the number 2 position. In the air to left field, right at PA. He's got it, 1 pitch in the out.
Let's take a look at the Oriole defense tonight. Felix P.A. will be in left. Adam Jones in center. Nick Markakis will play right field. Josh Bell will play third. Lugo again in for his tours tonight. Roberts will play second. Wigginton at first. And Matt Wieters back behind the plate to catch Jake Arrieta.
Here's the hottest hitter in the lineup. We said last night, say again tonight, if there's somebody in the lineup you're going to mark as don't let this guy beat you. Right now it's Victor Martinez. He's one of the hottest hitters in the American League. He has become the only catcher this season to have 25 or more doubles and 12 or more home runs. Numero 1 and only for a catcher, Victor Martinez, and he's got a 6-game hit streak. He extended it last night with a 2 for 4.
I'm sure Terry Francona trying to get as many left-handed bats in the lineup. If there's one thing that Jake Arrieta has had problems with, is it the lefties. They're hitting .320 with 6 of the 8 home runs he has allowed. Right-handers hitting just .212. So Francona putting as many left-handers, and with a 4 switch hitters, I think, in the lineup tonight.
That will get SCUTARO back to first base. Like many of the young starters for the Orioles, stolen bases have been a problem. 9 out of 10 stealing bases against ARRIETA on the mound in his starts this season. So he too working on holding runners, either throwing over, holding the ball, stepping off. That'll be swung out and foul tipped at the plate.
That's what you try to do if they're having trouble stopping the run. It really falls on the pitcher's shoulder. Wieters behind the plate has an outstanding throwing arm. If you give him a chance to throw out runners, he'll usually do a real good job for you. It's getting there in time and not being predictable on the mound. So if you don't have a great pickoff move and you're 6'4" and relatively slow to the plate, you can change your cadence, hold the ball, and try a number of different ways of discouraging or at least trying to keep them at first base as long as you can.
SCUTARO's not getting a particularly big lead over there. 0-2 count. He faked the go. Bobbled. And Roberts comes up with it in time to get the out at first base. SCUTARO will go to second, 2 away. I think that ball's got eyes here in the first inning.
Nobody's allowed to play one cleanly yet. A little in between hop. SCUTARO tried to do a little screen shot, but didn't work. Well, maybe it worked a little bit. He bobbled it, right?
I don't know I've ever seen a runner actually reach out to a ball that's going in front of him. I've seen guys stop and kind of do the
distract them by doing a jumping jack.
But he actually reached out. Wow. Here's David Ortiz, designated hitter, 0 for 4 last night. Happy to see Brian Mattis is not on the mound, as Brian continued his domination of Ortiz, striking him out 3 times in the ballgame last night. Still 27 home runs, 79 RBIs. In Luke Scott to continue to be 1 and 2 in most of the DH categories. Ripped it. And it is a fair ball. It'll get a run in on his way to second base. The freight train. Ortiz gets a double and an RBI, and the Red Sox have the early 1-0 lead.
Let's take a look at this 0-1 pitch on the inside half. That's the thing. That's where Brian Mattis tried to live last night. A little bit different coming from a right-hander trying to get inside on Ortiz. And just a bullet down the line. Again, if I was going to circle somebody in the lineup tonight, it would be J.D. Drew and David Ortiz against the right-hander ARRIETA.
80 RBIs for Ortiz and a 2-out RBI at that.
That was a great job of pulling his hands in right there. You saw early in the year, I remember he made a comment that a reporter said he couldn't hit the inside pitch anymore. I said, what are you talking about? I don't get thrown inside. You see why right there.
He's got 32 2-out RBIs, second on the team only to Beltre in that department. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Did he go? The batter wants. What's going on in this game?
I think there's a full moon. There has to be.
He's asking for the.
Did I swing?
Did I swing? And he's pointing down to the first base umpire. And Ron Gulpa said, no, you didn't.
It's like he wanted him to call it a strike. Watch. I went.
And he did. Look at him. Point.
I went. I know I went.
That's how much the hitters hate the home plate umpire making that call. He was trying to help him out.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Usually they say no or look down or look away. Don't want to make eye contact.
Back off like nothing happened. With runners in scoring position, Adrian Beltre at 346, 5th best in the American League. And he's got a runner on at second base. Beltre, a 4-game hit streak. He extended it last night with a 1 for 4 in the ballgame. ARRIETA's pitch to him will be called a strike on the outside corner.
I think I can think a little bit stranger than that was Brady probably remembers Albert Bell getting hit by a pitch and then refusing to take first base.
That probably happened several times.
2-ball, 2-strike count. David Ortiz with 2 down, the runner at second. And Beltre on a swing and a miss. ARRIETA gets the strikeout. The Red Sox get the run. They do it on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We'll check the Oriole lineup when we come back. Orioles come in with a 4-game win streak. The Red Sox have lost 3 in a row. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Roberts, Lugo, and Markakis. Wigginton, Jones, PA. WIETERSC, REIMOLD in the lineup, DHing, and Josh Bell. Ty Wigginton against Lester. Very solid numbers.
Our PNC scouting report on John Lester and what he needs to do to achieve success tonight. In the past, it's really been just kind of show up. The 15 refers to number of career starts he's had against the Orioles, 12 of those being wins, and that's the exact same amount of career starts Arrieta's made. So kind of a key number. Roberts is the key tonight, I think, for John Lester. Needs to see a lot of pitches, get on base, drive the pitch count up, and run, which you can do against Lester. And then the road work. It's been outstanding. His last 3 starts on the road, 3-0. with a 0 ERA and 21 strikeouts in those 3 starts.
And Brian Roberts will lead it off against him. Brian, a .281 hitter, lifetime off Lester, and a very high 5 home runs off John Lester. 0-1 count, infield in at third base is Beltre. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and Roberts will take it away for a ball.
5 homers off him, huh?
How do you figure that?
That's got to be his career high, if anybody, I would guess.
Brian Roberts, a real good number, that .281 batting average. And that will be fouled away. We'll talk about all the numbers Lester has, of course, against the Orioles. In that stretch Mike was talking about, the 3-0 record on the road without giving up a run, the average by opponents has been 155 against him on the road in the month of August. So that's been tough. And let me correct myself, 1 home run by Brian, not 5. Sorry. Tried to help him out there, but couldn't do it.
That sounded a little odd.
It's wishful thinking.
That was wishful thinking.
He's got 4 hits and 5 homers.
And 5 home runs.
I was trying to figure that out myself.
And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. It'll be Roberts, Lugo, and Markakis in the top of the order for the Orioles against him.
It's all right. Jim Hunter gave me 10 homers the other day off Jamie Moyer.
Take them.
Only had 5.
Only had 5? Hey.
Did you fess up or did you go with it?
It was a double.
I fessed up right away. Yeah. Good. Maybe somebody would check.
2-2 is taken outside.
And that's a good sign for the Orioles right there if you take another look at that pitch. Lester thought he got it. The catcher thought he got that pitch. And that's one thing. They expand the zone. Lester can get the umpires to expand the zone. He's got that cutter that starts out outside. That was a ball, but he's used to getting that. Look at that.
He wanted the call. 3-2 delivery on the way, and a chopper to short. SCUTARO gets it over there in time, and Roberts is retired.
Let's take a look at the run differential in the first inning. This is going back July 31st since August 1st, and it's minus 47 in the first inning, and the 7th, 8th, and 9. Minus 47, and then you see the number there for August 1st is minus 6.
That is a dramatic turn. That is going to be off the glove and a fair ball. Beltre could not handle it. Lugo on his way to second will stop. Nava gets it in from left field, and Lugo hitting in the number 2 spot tonight delivers the base hit.
That's a good job right there by Lugo. You know, with Lester planning, he's going to pound the strike zone. He's going to pound it early. He's going to come right at you the whole game. So, you know, if they're going to get him, they got to get him early in the count, because once you get 2 strikes on Lester, he can throw the 4-seamer up, get you out of the zone. He can start the cutter on the outside corner. So he gets really tough, obviously, with 2 strikes.
Yeah, he is definitely a strikeout pitcher. Go back a couple of years back, he struck out 152. Last year, jumped it all the way up to 225, and he's well on his way to over 200 again this year. Pretty remarkable run. And he doesn't walk people. Each year, the high in walks for the season is 60.
Now Nick Markakis anchoring the number 3 spot. Nick, of course, continues to be one of the leading hitters against left-handed pitchers, batting at .340. That is 5th best overall in the American League. And he is the 2nd best left-handed bat against left-handed pitchers in the majors. Only Bosch of Detroit has a higher average, only by a few points right now. 1-0 delivery, a breaking ball that doesn't, stays inside on him, and a 2-0 count from John Lester.
Early in the season when Nick was struggling, Lester was when he broke out of his slump a little bit on. He came in and Nick says, you know, the tougher the pitchers, the better. He says, bring him on. It's kind of amazing watching Nick. You know, It seems like the better the competition, he rises to the occasion a little bit, and Lester doesn't seem to bother him at all.
Here's the 2-0 delivery to him, one to hit. He punches it into left field. Lugo will stop at second base, and the Orioles have back-to-back singles.
Look at the Red Sox defense, a little bit different than last night. Then Nabo being left, Kalish in center, Drew will play right field. Beltre, SCUTARO, LOWRIE, and Lowell in the infield. Victor Martinez back behind the plate tonight.
Well, the Orioles get a chance to get to Lester early in the ball game. One down, runners on at first and second, and Ty Wigginton. Wigginton, as we showed you, .389 lifetime against Lester with a home run. He's 7 for 18. Good speed on the base paths with Lugo and Markakis outfield deep. And the off-speed breaking ball is in there for a strike. Lester comes in with a 6th best ERA, 3.12. He's tied for 6th in the league. He's 3rd in strikeouts with 176. His road ERA is 2.27, the 2nd best behind teammate Clay Buchholz. 0-1 delivery, a fastball on the corner for a strike, 0-2.
Yeah, really started off slowly this year. He was really confused. Next time he came into Baltimore, it was his 4th start of the year, and lost 2 of those first 4 starts, and then he went on a long roll. And it really hasn't stopped. He had one blip against Toronto 2 starts ago.
0-2 count. Wigginton, a breaking ball blocked. Martinez keeps it in front of him. Martinez has really improved his defense.
And the signal calling has been outstanding. Much better receiver than he was given credit for when he was with the Indians. Of course, it's a staff really, or team built around its starting pitching and bullpen.
Wigginton with a 1-ball 2-strike count. Not trying to hold Lugo very close at second. He gets a pretty good secondary lead here. 1-2. Wigginton, the off-speed, fouled off.
You see, it's very reluctant for Lester to throw Wigginton a fastball. What he does is really try to spot it down and away.
You can see how they're pitching Wigginton now. Early in the year, he was getting pitches middle in to hit. You can see now they're starting off. They rarely come inside. Every now and then they come inside to get him to move his feet, but they're trying to make him beat the team to the opposite field. You can see he's getting everything away.
See if Ty will take one the other way if Lester puts it out there. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Came inside. That's not going to be stopped, and the runners that hit him. Hit him on the foot, so Wigginton is hit by a pitch, and the Orioles have loaded it with only one away.
We'll try to get him to move his feet, but he didn't move enough.
Lester has hit 10 batters this season.
And it's usually with that last pitch, but you see outstanding breaking ball starting off, staying away and trying to nip that outside corner. And try to throw a slider at the back foot. So he's trying to get him out with a breaking pitch. And there's just too many inside breaking balls trying to get him to swing over the top.
Boy, what a chance for the Orioles to get on Lester. First inning, trailing 1-0, bases loaded and only one away. And here is Adam Jones at the plate. Jones got out of an 0 for last night. He went 1 for 4. He's had only one hit in the last 21 at-bats. And he's got the bases loaded here with only one out. And the delivery by Lester, and that's going to be a base hit. Down the left field line, it'll score Lugo. Markakis will come around to score. Throw into third, not in time, a double. And 2 RBIs, and the Orioles take a 2-1 lead.
Adam Jones just rushed back to the lineup last night, out in front of her. And this one, 86-mile-an-hour changeup, just over the head of Adrian Beltre.
That's a great job by Adam right there. You see that pitch was on the outside part of the plate. Adam stayed on it better than he has been. Yesterday he was pulling off the ball. Really a tough pitch to hit, actually. He did everything he could with that pitch right there. He was working on that in BP today, staying on the ball a little bit longer. Just a tad longer is the difference between success and failure in the big leagues.
55 RBIs for him on the season. John Farrell, the pitching coach, on his way out. They don't have to do this very often with Lester on the mound, but the Orioles getting to him here in the first inning. That'll be 3 hits and a hit batter of the last 4 that he's faced after he got the first out. And that will bring up Felix Pie. Or Pie, home run last night, getting out of an 0-for-15 drought. Dobront gave it up coming out of the bullpen to give up 2 home runs in the same inning, and there's Luke Scott who had the other one. So PA gets a chance with 2 in scoring position and 1 out. He too has struggled a bit at the plate, only 1 for his last 19. Oh, that was behind him. Runner coming home. The throw, there'll be none made. Wow. A wild pitch by John Lester. His 5th of the year, scoring Wigginton. It is 3-1.
Oh, he's wiping his hand after the pitch as if it slips out of his hand, but this is high and behind the head of PA, so he gets away. Probably a little bit late covering the plate. Many times that
busy wiping his hand off.
brick wall back there to bounce right back to the catcher. You have to be careful. Wigginton in the foot and one, not low and behind, but high and behind the head of PA.
So now runner at third base, and Francona is going to move the infield in the first inning with 1 down, and PA with the 1-0 count. And that'll be taken outside for a ball, and John Lester falls behind 2-0.
Yeah, Lester's given up more hits in this inning than he gave up in his last start at Tampa Bay, where he pitched 7 innings, just 2 hits, struck out 10.
The start before against Toronto was a disaster. He gave up 9 runs and 8 hits in 2 innings. And then came back in that last outing against Tampa Bay, as Mike said, and pitched very well. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and that's going to be outside. Brady, this is a ball club right now that's kind of got the hangdog going. They're seeing the postseason slip away. You get the chance to jump on a team like this right now, you really want to do it.
I mean, absolutely. The Red Sox came in here, teams are playing the Orioles. They're thinking maybe they're going to get the early version of the Orioles. They're finding out they're not. What I was going to ask you, Flanny, is it doesn't seem like his game plan's working. He's pitching everybody away. How quickly do you think he'll change it, or will he stick with it for a few more innings? So far, all the damage has been on pitches away. The Orioles know that. It seems like they're looking away. And I'm curious if he's going to mix that up and start busting guys in to get the first strike.
Yeah, he seemed to start off the game throwing fastballs, just maybe to Brian Roberts, and then after that seemed to go to the breaking ball, wanting to get hitters out and off. I think it's the Wigginton at bat jumps to mind.
PA is 2 for 5 off him. Takes that one to right field. That's going to be back on the scoreboard. That will take a bounce midway up. He's on his way to second. Scoring is Jones, and the Orioles are racking John Lester. It is a 4-1 lead.
Well, like I said, another off-speed pitch has PA out in front. But being 3-1 breaking ball, not that bad. Down and out over the plate, just gets the head of the bat to it.
Great job by PA right there. You see, he's fooled on that pitch. But these balls go a long way when you're nice and fluid and smooth. He looks like he one-handed that ball, but he had a lot of momentum on that. He caught it out in front. And again, when you don't rush, when you're not panicking to catch up, you can catch the ball out in front like that and get really good carry.
17 RBIs. You see Lester, 4 earned runs in the first inning tonight, 1 earned run in 19 innings in his previous 3 starts against the Orioles this year. Matt Wieters up, 3-game hit streak, still only 1 away. Manuel was just called up yesterday with the trade of Del Carmen, so Robert Manuel is up here in the first inning.
He was probably thinking he had the night off.
As did most of the bullpen. Jake Arrieta's loving this. 0-1 count. Runner at second base. Wieters off the end of the bat. Well, we can give you a highlight reel in the first inning of this game.
Yeah.
Strange things that happened in the top half with runners reaching for the ball and wild pitches behind the guy's head.
Hit batters.
And John Lester getting touched up early here, and the Orioles will try and continue to pour it on, build it up while they've got him in trouble. 0-2 count on Wieters, and Lester will step off.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Gary, the Red Sox came in here. They knew the Orioles were playing better, but they probably had to see it for themselves. If they weren't convinced yesterday, I'm sure they are now.
Yeah, and they know, being 8 games out, that in the final month, chance of making it to the postseason is pretty much gone. Here's the 0-2 delivery, a fastball that's going to be taken down low, and the count will go to 1-2. It's a wonderful game. You just never
can't figure it out. As soon as you think you have it figured out. And again, the Red Sox and the Orioles have had some pretty memorable battles this year. They've gone into extra innings, it seems like, in the Orioles wins. Of course, the Orioles now hold the season series 7-6.
A long way to go in the ball game, but it's certainly not starting out the way you would have expected it to. And the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wieters. John Farrell, the pitching coach over there, wondering what. And you can finish the sentence. Off second base, good speed PA. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and Wieters will foul it again.
That's one of those things that's go figure. The Orioles have the advantage in the season series 7-6. So they've been battling it out. The Red Sox really pound on Toronto. They're 11-4 against Toronto, and the Orioles are 0-12 against Toronto. So it really doesn't, the whole jumble really doesn't make sense.
And this isn't really an issue of Lester struggling or anything. He's throwing 95 miles an hour. He's not getting hit right in the middle of the plate. He's getting beat on the outside part of the plate. So the Orioles are just doing a great job. It's not like he's out there struggling.
That'll be fouled off by Wieters, the off-speed pitch. It's the other thing the Orioles have been able to do against him here. They're fouling off some of those off-speed pitches and forcing him to come back with a better pitch to hit by keeping their at-bats alive here in the first inning.
That's something we talked about in the open. To see a lot of pitches and you get on and try to run, you can see the bill of his hat. The sweat is already just pouring off. And again, it's a very humid night.
91 degrees when we started the ball game here tonight. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Wieters. 4 runs in for the Orioles here in the first inning. And he will foul that one back again.
He's approaching, a third of his allotment. This zeroing in on his 30th pitch, and he's only 1 out.
And again, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, up and away. Nothing wrong with his stuff.
Stuff is not wrong, no.
John Lester with a 12-0 mark since 1919. Only 2 pitchers ahead of him have had better marks against a club without a loss. And swung on and missed. Martinez will check the runner and make the throw over. Wieters retired, 2 down. Just back today with the call-ups on September 1 is Nolan REIMOLD, and immediately inserted into the lineup as the DH on our Wired Wednesday. We asked Buck Showalter before the game, how come he's in?
He's swinging the bat fairly well down there. I've heard some good things about where he is now, comparatively speaking. You don't want to let that sit around 2 or 3 days. Luke, like a lot of guys, have had some struggles against Lester. Gives us a nice weapon off the bench. Nolan's had a little success off him the time that he's seen him. And if you look at the rotations, the way they stack up for the next 10 days, the way that I project them, we project them, there's not a whole lot of spots there for him. So you got to take advantage of the way it is, and that's why you got to look at the big picture and know what's coming down the line.
On our Wired Wednesday, brought to you by Verizon. The signal is yours. Wield it to transmit anything you want. Verizon.
Yeah, you go into Buck's office, he's got the schedule laid out, who's pitching, 2 weeks in advance, just to go through what he was just talking about. When's the next real good opportunity to get some at-bats?
1-0 delivery, and REIMOLD will take it up high, and he's ahead 2-0. Nolan REIMOLD this season with the O's did not spend much time here. The 2 home runs, 10 RBIs in just 29 games, and then went down to play at AAA. And only recalled here with the expanded roster today.
Yeah, there was more than a few games that he batted cleanup early in the year for this club. It shows you what kind of season it's been.
2-0 delivery to him by Lester, and that'll be in the air to right. Over near the line, J.D. Drew, and that'll end up in the seats. Here are the other call-ups today, and there will be more coming. Robert Andino is here. Brandon Snyder is going to be getting his first chance at the major league level. They all were playing at Norfolk, and those are the numbers they put up at AAA. Here's Andino. Watched him move his hat. There's an interesting story there. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that right off the fist is foul. Buck Showalter was smiling today in the press conference. He said, saw Robert Andino came out, and he had that one ear covered by one side of the cap. He didn't get out to the infield grass before the cap was adjusted.
Didn't quite make it?
Nope, didn't make it. Nope. Buck saw it and smiled and said, we saw that hat and took care of that right away.
It was probably a 7 9/7. He said, we're going to make an adjustment here.
Andino likes to wear it on one side over an ear. He used to. 2-2 delivery and a chopper. That literally came off the plate. Lester will go get it and will make the flip to Lowell at first base. The Orioles, a big inning. 4 runs in it. One came in a wild pitch. Jones, a 2 RBI double, and PA at RBI double. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Summer day, temperatures in the mid-90s and 91 when we started the ball game tonight. But again, clear skies. Gorgeous evening for baseball here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And the Orioles jump out with a 4-1 lead for Jake Arrieta. Arrieta has had a win, 3 losses, and 1 no decision in his last 5. He's lost 3 in a row. Jed Lowrie will lead it off against him here in the second inning. Lowrie hitting at .288, switch hitter, 2 for 3 in the ball game last night. And we'll take the pitch outside.
Yeah, going back to last night, the home run, 4th home run in August for Jed Lowrie. One of the few offensive, hot spots in the Red Sox lineup. Nice, I guess the only swing keeping them from another shutout.
And that's a career high for him in home runs. He is obviously not a home run hitter. Lowrie hitting .344 right-handed, .250 left. Not a lot of at-bats, only 29 games played. He would have been one of their regular starters, but one of the many on the DL for much of the season. Arrieta gets ahead on the count, 1-2. Jake Arrieta is facing the Red Sox for the first time. Came up AAA on June 10. 24-year-old, part of the future of this Orioles young pitching staff. 1-2 pitches up high, and it'll go to 2-2.
That's Arrieta that's come out throwing strikes. It's his 20th pitch, 5 balls, 15 strikes. Usually it's the other way around with Lester having those kind of numbers. You see his first 5 starts, 1 and 2, almost an 8 his last 2. Obviously much better.
And they came against the White Sox in Texas. No small matter in the opponent. 3-ball, 2-strike count on Jed Lowrie. Like Showalter, always teaching. Nolan REIMOLD, the benefactor there. Jones in center will back up. Little breeze blowing out towards center, but not enough to move it very far. Lowrie is retired, one away. Orioles will conclude their final 3-game set with the Red Sox this season at Oriole Park tomorrow night at 7:05. Good seats still remain. Show your Birdland pride. Paint the park orange tomorrow night. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. Orioles 17-10 under Buck Showalter. Here's Lowell, and he'll take it outside. 1 for 4 last night for the veteran.
Yeah, Buck also looking for career win as a manager, number 900 tonight. It's a lot of wins.
It's a lot of games. That's in there for a strike. Arrieta coming right at him, 1-1. Gary Allenson, third base coach. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Lowell, and he'll take it to short, and that's caught in the air. Good play by Lugo.
Well, sounded pretty good off the bat. Lugo a step towards the hole, low liner.
8th start at shortstop for Julio Lugo this season. Some of this is going to go on in order for the Orioles to have a chance to look at a couple of players in different positions, see what they've got in the final month. And nothing wrong, obviously, as Torres ranked 2nd in the American League in shortstop fielding wise.
And I watched Andino quite a bit down in Norfolk on my trips down there. He can swing the bat really well. He's not as consistent as Torres. Few shortstops are. He's got a really good bat, though. He had close to 80 RBIs down there, which is a huge year. He was hitting number 2. Doesn't have great patience at the plate. Had a lower on base average, but he can swing the bat. And when you see him hit, you know you're seeing a hitter.
There's Robert Andino joining the club today.
He can make the plays too. He makes spectacular plays. He just hasn't quite mastered the day in and day out routine play. He's going to need to be a shortstop at the big league level.
And obviously for Buck Showalter, the effort is to get, how do you get them in? How do you get guys in so you get a good read on what they can do at this level? Always hard in the final month when you have the expanded roster. 2-1 delivery on the way. Nava will take that one down low. He's ahead on the count, 3-1. Same thing with REIMOLD. He will certainly get some starts in left field. Obviously DHing in the ball game tonight.
Yeah, I think the expectation level was so high with REIMOLD coming into the year to build off the year he had last year.
And that one's going to be into right field for a base hit. Markakis going over to cut it off. Runner's going to make a turn and will stay. The reputation of the arm right there. Runner's not going to chance it.
Yeah, you could see that. You know, that was a play where most right fielders usually stretch him out and go halfway between first and second. He shut it down pretty early then. Nick made a throw that was offline, actually, but again, just as you mentioned, his reputation preceded him.
Nick does a great job positioning himself to make throws, obviously. That's why he's so good out there. That little circle, so he comes up with the ball in a position to throw without having to take extra steps. Here's Ryan Kalish. Kalish getting the start in center field tonight. He's had only 3 hits in his last 29 at-bats. These are names you would not have expected to see in a Red Sox lineup on September 1st. But with the injuries, these players are getting opportunities that otherwise would not have been there. Jake Arrieta with 2 down. 3 hits off him now. That'll be fouled off Wieters. 0-2. Ellsbury out for the season. Their speedster. And without him, their numbers, anything related to speed has dropped off to virtually nothing for the Red Sox.
Yeah, it really has been. The key is not to get into collision with Adrian Beltre. I think that's what it comes down to. Remember, that was like running into a truck. I was talking to some of the Boston people today. They said he had 5 broken ribs and 1 broken rib in the back. I mean, that's quite a collision. I can't remember who was the left fielder. There was a second collision here.
Yep.
Everybody held their breath. I mean, wouldn't want to run into him.
He's watching. Pedroia's watching. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Kalish, runner off first base, and he'll foul it back.
To be honest, you shouldn't have to run in the outfielders. I mean, if you're a left fielder and you know you're going to go for that play, I saw that play, watched that play very carefully. If I were making that play, I would be screaming at the top. Not even if I'm going to go for the play. If you know you're going to be the left fielder that goes for it, you just want a clear path to it. And obviously, he didn't scream loud enough, and they both converged on it, and he paid for it with this season.
1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 down. Orioles up by a score of 4-1.
And if you want to know how I call for it, you can always get a copy of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Well, that would be distinctive.
Yeah, that would stand out.
That would stand out.
Please don't.
Here's the 1-2. And inside, Wieters with a nice pick. Holds the runner at first base. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Kalish. Jake Arrieta with the early lead here would really like to record these outs in a hurry. Kind of just keep pounding on the Red Sox offensively and pitching wise.
They really want to shoot for more of the play. Really don't want to be running to 2-2 and 3-2 counts. And Jake hasn't had a lot of run support to work with, especially early like this.
And he'll go full 3-2. Now Ty Wigginton holding the bag at first here with 2 down. 3-2 count will back up behind the runner. Not too far. Not going to let him have the big jump. But also a chance to field a ground ball down there. Here's the 3-2 delivery with the runner going.
Again, there's a method to everything Buck does. You know, he's not going to let his first baseman just casually go back into right field. He's going to make sure he holds him tight. Mattingly was great at that, playing behind you and still being able to keep you close. I'm sure they learned a lot from each other, Buck and Mattingly in New York. But if you watch Wigginton, he's going to hold him on, he's going to bluff him a little bit, pound his glove, and then he's going to go back late because he still doesn't want him to score on a double here. Anything in the gap, he wants him to hold up at third base.
Yep. 3-2 count, he'll be running again. Arrieta gets another foul ball. Kalish battling here in the 9-hole.
It shows you how good a fastball that Jake Arrieta does possess. You know, it's a fastball count to a fastball hitter. It's going 94, 95 miles an hour and still been late. So that's what really is the encouragement to a young pitcher to throw it over the plate. If they can't get on your good fastball when they know it's coming, what's it going to be like when you consistently get ahead of the hitters?
And again, for the 3rd time on the 9th pitch of the at-bat, fouled away, and it'll stay 3-2.
And Jake's another guy. I mean, you've seen him in person. You look out at the mound, you really kind of don't get a perspective of what kind of athlete this guy is. This guy's a 6'4", 225, 230 pound, in great shape. He's a bit of a specimen when you see him in person.
And a real battler. He loves to have the ball. I mean, that's about the best you can say for any pitcher. He wants the baseball. 3-2 delivery for the 4th time, and it's fouled off. We're up to 11 pitches in this at bat.
Throwing the kitchen sink. 3-2 breaking ball.
Good one, too.
So he really has seen the whole arsenal.
Still 3-2. Nava continues to get his sprint work in at first base. Here's the 3-2 delivery again. And this one in the air to center field. Going back Jones. No one's going to catch it. It'll take a hop at the wall. It'll score a run. And stopping at second base for the RBI is Kalish. Boy, did he earn that one.
Well, he had shown him the whole arsenal, and on this 3-2 pitch, even though it's pretty good up and out over the plate, or thigh high out over the plate, just drives it to left center field. And, you know, again, what is showing up, left-handed hitters just having really good swings at Arrieta tonight.
9 RBIs for Kalish in the 28 games he has played in. Number 4 in the doubles department, and it is a 4-2 ball game.
A little bit of a bad break there, too. I thought that one was going to go into the stands for the ground rule double. Looked like it just skimmed the top of the wall and bounced straight up.
Talk about the Oriole players trying to put on a show for their manager. So are some of these young Red Sox players.
Yeah, try to get into their picture. There's a lot of decisions to be made about this club in the offseason.
Back to the top of the order. Margot SCUTARO, a single and a run scored. Ortiz got the RBI in the first inning. SCUTARO with 2 down and a runner on at second base. And that pitch is taken for a strike. Despite the bad shoulder after the ball game last night, SCUTARO would make no excuses. When reporters came to him, he said, "I don't have any excuses. That's what I have. That's it. No excuses." Made an error, a big error, that allowed an unearned run to score. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Foul back. Some indication of how the Red Sox, we talk about a hangdog, has kind of set in. Josh Beckett, for the first time in his career, did not talk to reporters after the ball game last night. David Ortiz refused to speak with reporters, saying, "I'm not talking today." And Jonathan Papelbon put on a T-shirt that said, "Hi, I don't care, thanks." Because his best friend Manny Del Carmen had been traded to Colorado earlier in the day. That chopper is going to go to short. Lou goes up with it and makes the play. SCUTARO retired, a run on 2 hits with the base runner left on. It is a 4-2 Oriole lead. Doubles joining among outfielders, Medwick, Harry Heilman, Chris Speaker. In the doubles department, very select category as Nick got it done. Our Luna doubles board. Call today for the Luna Double to get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA.
And that's a modern baseball way to, if you get an itch in your back, you get a baseball and you go against the wall. And you don't have to have anybody give you a back scratch.
I'm telling you, this game.
It's got to be a full moon. I keep looking. I don't think so.
I haven't seen that before either. Here's Josh Bell. Josh had an 0 for 3 last night. He'll be followed by Roberts and Lugo. 4-2 ball game with both pitchers having to work very hard early in this game. We're only in the bottom of the second inning, and that will be fouled away. Orioles against left-handers, 15 wins, 27 losses. Only Seattle has lost more games in the American League to left-handed starters. Orioles overall hit .244 against left-handers and .261 off right-handers. 1-2 off-speed breaking ball will miss. 2-2.
Yeah, the open dialogue continues.
This may be the most demonstrative night, speaking-wise, that Buck Showalter has had since taking over as manager. 2-2 delivery. He swore for the first month he would follow his and his dad's advice. The man who keeps his mouth shut learns a lot. For the first month, he pretty much did that. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Bell in the air to center. Kalish. One away. Visit Orioles.com right now for your chance to win the Oriole Park Fireworks Night VIP Experience Sweepstakes. There'll be one lucky winner, 4 VIP seats, VIP parking. It's Friday, September 17 against the Yankees. You can win 4 passes to watch batting practice right from the field. Don't miss your chance. VIP Experience Contest. You can enter today at Orioles.com.
And you mentioned Markakis' four consecutive 40 double seasons. I mean, that's a massive double total. I think one thing that takes away from it is you got this guy here, 56 doubles last year. I mean, I think he's hit 50 doubles twice. He's always in the high 40s. That's a massive, massive double total. I mean, that was a good extra base hit guy for leadoff hitter. I would have been happy with 56 doubles in 2 seasons.
That's what most.
I'm serious. 30 doubles in 26. Absolutely. That's a nice season. 56 is, well, it's historical.
Yeah, it's a major league record.
Yeah. Well, the leader all time in any position is Wade Boggs, who had 7 consecutive seasons of 40 or more doubles. That's in the American League. That's the all-time leader. And Nick has 4 already consecutive seasons, and no reason to believe the way he hits that won't continue.
Yeah, it makes a debate about Camden Yards go on. Is it a home run ballpark? Is it an Alley's double ballpark? Is it a pitcher's park?
Roberts, did he go around? No. Culpa down at first base on the 3-ball, 1-strike count.
And aside from this year, Nick is also a much more proficient home run hitter than Boggs. Boggs, almost all his extra base hits were doubles.
Yep. And he will take the strike on the outside corner. It's good to see Jaime Minush in that list.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You miss him?
I missed him. You don't get to say that name very often. He, along with Harry Heilman, both had 5 consecutive 40-plus double seasons. They are tied for second to Boggs in the American League. Roberts not going to like that one. Tom Hallion, the home plate umpire, brings him up.
Brian's telling him that ball's in. I like to get a look at that. Well, according to Pitch Tracker, it was a pretty good pitch, but I'm sure Brian's used to Lester working the outside of the plate and getting a few inches on the outside. When you see a pitcher come back in like that, those pitches seem like they're 3 or 4 inches inside.
That'll be strikeout number 2 for Lester, and that'll be hit number 2 for Lugo.
And he's not messing around.
He comes up there swinging, doesn't he?
Exactly. He doesn't want to see that cutter in.
Yeah, fastball right down the middle to Lugo. He really has handled left-handed pitching pretty well all year long. And there's some pretty good ones, certainly in this division and around the league.
And our Expo brought to you by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg price and advice guaranteed.
And this is what I'm interested in, this matchup right here, Flanny. Nick's been wearing out Lester away. Nick's been pounding doubles and singles all to the left side. I'm wondering at one point if he's going to come back inside. Looks like he's staying away and is not going to alter the plan at all.
Yeah, it seems like the league, for the most part, again, Nick's home runs are down from past seasons, but a lot of clubs have just stayed away and have been content. Okay, if you can hit 3 line drives to left field, go ahead and take it. We're going to stay away from the power.
And Nick will do it. He's stubborn. Yeah. He's not going to pull off and try to hook homers into the right field seats. It's one of his strengths as a hitter.
And Nick got a single his first time up against him. Lifetime against the Red Sox, you see 06 through 08. And the 09-10 seasons where he's just exploded. Look at that runner in scoring position number 143 to 419 for Markakis against the Red Sox. Lugo's on at first base. There are 2 down. Nick has had 10 hits and 45 at bats off Lester. About a .210 batting average lifetime against him. He gets ahead on the count here, though, 3-0.
There it is, almost equal. hits in all directions. That's the one thing I noticed about Nick. He is a stubborn hitter. You know, he cannot get him to vary his game plan. He doesn't care that his home runs are down. He's going to keep going after what they give him.
And they give him the walk. Lester surrenders his first walk of the ball game, and the Orioles, with 2 away, have runners on at first and second base.
Stubborn in a good way.
Yeah. Knows what he wants to do and is going to continue to do it. Discussion on the mound again. 51 pitches have been thrown by John Lester. And we are in the bottom of the second inning. Joe Walter with Andino and Patterson.
Well, something we talked about, one of the ways to try to beat John Lester is to drive that pitch count up. They certainly have done that. And again, his ball strike ratio has not been good. 24 balls, 27 strikes. He's usually much more of a strike thrower than that percentage.
We'll see if the Orioles can get 2-out RBI here. Ty Wigginton was hit by a pitch first time up. He would come around to score on a wild pitch. The leading average in the lineup against Lester. And a ground ball to the hole, and that's going to sneak through. Lugo off and running will score. Nobody covering third. Ball will get away, but Beltre will find it. And it's an RBI base hit, and the Orioles indeed do get a 2-out RBI.
That's the way it's gone all night for John Lester. Finds the hole just out of the reach of Beltre, just out of the reach of SCUTARO. So 2 outs, nobody on. It's going to be an easy inning for John Lester. Lugo single, Nick a walk. Wigginton seeing eye base hit. Right after Lester again.
For the second time in 2 innings, John Farrell, the pitching coach, is back to the mound.
We spoke about in the pregame how well the Orioles have been doing with runners in scoring position. 309, second best in the American League. I mean, really a stunning turnaround from the beginning of the year when they're among the worst teams with runners in scoring position. Since Buck's arrival, it's just been a different team altogether.
And 2-out rallies, too. They were not scoring runs when there were 2 down, so both of those have been dramatically improved on.
And they're not doing it against, yesterday. Beckett, I'm not sure why he wasn't talking to the media after last night's game. He threw a great game. He's like the old Beckett, 94 mile an hour, 4-seamer, great 2-seamer. He really, after the first inning, handled the Orioles, just got outdueled a little bit by Mattis. And again, then they went through Jared Weaver in Anaheim and now Lester. So they're doing this damage offensively against the game's best.
Yep. And that's the way it is going to remain, as the Orioles will have 23 of their final 30 against Eastern Division opponents, including Tampa Bay and the Yankees, who it certainly looks like will be battling for the division lead at least, with the team not winning it being the wild card. Adam Jones, the 0-1 delivery, and he fouls it away. Jones had a 2 RBI double his first time up. 5 runs on 6 hits off the left-hander who had beaten the Orioles 12 times in 15 starts, including twice in 3 starts this year. And they've got the 5-2 lead. Terry Francona's doing a lot of pacing over there right now. 0-2 count on Jones. 2 in scoring position for him. Lester's delivers up high, 1-2. Jones is 7 for 28. Lifetime off Lester. The 2.0 ERA against the Orioles lifetime, and they have scored 5 runs off him in 2 innings in this ball game. Markakis and Wigginton are on. Lester really slowing the pace down here.
Can you blame him?
No. That's the trouble. After a while, when you're having innings like this or multiple innings like this, you're not sure what the right pitch is. And the catcher's not sure what to call. You're not sure what to throw. They're hitting everything.
Good job by Jones to fight that one off.
Because you're saying to yourself, like you said, my stuff is plenty good tonight. It's 92, 95. Curveball is nice and sharp. They just look a little worn out to me, the Red Sox.
That's what we were saying. When you get a ball club that may be in that situation, jump on them. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Runners off second and third. And swung on and missed, and the tag put on. So that's the 3rd strikeout for Lester, but the Orioles will add to the lead. They are up now 5-2.
Team gives me a hard time, which is funny. I get a lot of Burt Reynolds comments. So, it's all good fun, though.
Now, this is his father with Jake on his lap, obviously. Look at the resemblance.
Yeah, who says they don't fall far from the tree, right?
Wow.
Wow.
My wife doesn't like it, so obviously I'm going to keep it on.
But it was good. But it was good enough for my dad.
Well, you can tell Jake's a young man.
Yep. He'll learn.
Time will come when
he'll be clean shaven.
Yes, he will. Here's J.D. Drew flying out to left field his first time up. Batting second in the lineup to get another lefty bat up near the top. Takes that one in the air to center. Jones is there. Adams got it. 1 away, 3rd inning. Arrieta trying to continue what the other starters have been doing. The starters have won 4 straight. It is the first time that's happened since May of 08. And the last time the Orioles had starters winning 5 consecutive games, you got to go back to May of 07. Last time that happened. Arrieta can pick up a victory in tonight's ball game. He will be the 5th in a row. Here is Victor Martinez. Martinez grounded out his first time up. Brings the 6-game hit streak with him to the ballpark. And will take that first strike.
Yeah, this has been his historic tough inning, the 3rd for Jake Arrieta. He's given up 17 of his 52 runs in the 3rd inning. So it's usually the 2nd time through is where we out in the Red Sox lineup. That's given him a lot of trouble.
Martinez, a .294 average against the Orioles this season with a home run and 5 RBIs. He has hit well in this ballpark. Here at Camden Yards at Oriole Park, .310 batting average lifetime with 5 home runs. 0-2 delivery. Leaned but didn't go. 1-2.
There it is, first time through, 235, 2nd time through, which is where we are right in the lineup right now, 306. And then levels off a little bit the 3rd time through, which means he usually has the game under control.
And we'll wait here as Martinez steps up.
Now this is 3 real tough left-handed bats in a row with Drew, Martinez, and Ortiz.
Leaned again. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See, that's the thing. Jake's been able to get ahead of a lot of the hitters, but just hasn't been able to finish them off. He fouled off some good pitches and worked himself back in the count. And it's been part of the reason, one of the reasons that Jake Arrieta has more walks than strikeouts.
46 walks and 40 strikeouts. 2-2 delivery. Lashed foul. There have been plenty of souvenirs delivered by hitters to fans in the first 2 innings of this ball game.
Yeah, so he's either going to have to work both sides of the plate more, establish a changeup to left-handed hitters. He needs something else to finish them off with. He's not been able to finish them off with a 95 well located down in the way. They just keep fouling it off. And the breaking ball, they just sort of wait its way through the count.
The 2-2 is swung on and missed.
Well, there's the finish him off pitch you're talking about right there. I mean, one thing you notice about Arrieta when he's throwing, everything he throws is quality.
Well, and that's the thing. It looks like really kind of a slider, actually. Exactly. A little bit different from his breaking ball. So
that's exactly why I thought it was sharp. And remember Juan Guzman used to throw. He came over here. We always just thought he'd throw a split finger. When he came over here, he found out he threw a slider. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
Those are the sliders that are really tough, the ones that go straight down in the zone.
So the strikeout recorded. Martinez gone, and there are 2 away, and a chance for a 1-2-3 inning. David Ortiz, an RBI double. His first time up. 80 runs batted in on the season now for Ortiz. Arrieta with a 1-0 delivery to him. And he'll look at it, and it is in there for a strike. He questions it.
Poppy didn't like that one. Looked like the umpire hesitated a little bit. Wasn't going to call it, and then decided, okay, I'll give him a strike there.
Yeah, and I'm glad this is, again, the second time through. We see a little bit of a slider, and that pitch right there, straight changeup. Haven't seen a lot of those for these left-handed hitters.
1 ball, 1 strike count on David Ortiz. Asked for a moment at the plate.
Seems like David Ortiz is going to... Somebody's going to pay for last night.
Mm-hmm.
One of those moves.
1-1 delivery. Did he go? Check at third. Yes. Ed Rapuano.
Here's David Ortiz in the first inning. Oh, no, that wasn't. That was check swing right there.
Goes to Arrieta and a 1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 down, nobody on. We'll tell you that first inning. Ready?
Hey, here's that pitch first inning. This is why David Ortiz is still so dangerous. This is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball up and in. You see he gets to his front side. That's one thing Ortiz has a problem doing sometimes. Sometimes he gets caught back there. And then at contact, he pulled his hands in so nicely.
Proving his days are not done. And there was some question about that in the first month of the season.
No, not at all. When you can get 94 miles an hour up and in, which is supposedly his weak spot, and hit a rocket off the right field wall, your days are far from over. As surprising anybody would think they were with 99 RBIs last year after a horrific start. He came back and I think led the American League in homers after the All-Star break. So he's still a quality DH, obviously, and a quality hitter. Has been for a long time.
We talked about last night with Brian Mattis, who struck him out 3 times. Brian Mattis did that on July 4 and did it again last night. Only Mike Mussina is the only other pitcher in Ortiz's history who has struck him out 3 times in 2 different games. That one is going to be fouled off. And that was with the Orioles, as Mussina did it in 98 and in 2000. They're the only 2 pitchers with 3 Ks in 2 different games against Ortiz. There
you saw last night the frustration with Mattis. He looked like he was on him. He couldn't. It looked like Mattis was throwing the invisible. He just couldn't believe when he was walking back to the dugout that he just missed another pitch.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, because it wasn't just overpowering him.
That one in the air to right field. Markakis coming, and Nick's got it. And Arrieta gets the 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd here at Camden Yards with the Orioles up by 3. to have their number retired? Brooks, Frank, Jim, or Earl?
I would say A.
I got to go with Flanny on these. I believe Flanny's going to know the answer to
Brooks
that.
Robinson is the answer.
It's probably Frank.
They said assuredly.
Yep.
And we're wrong.
We're close.
Hey,
How could you go wrong with Brooks or Frank?
Right,
Go, Flanny.
Yeah. I should think, what was the first into the Hall of Fame? I guess it would have been Frank. Because I know Brooks went in '83. Right. So my bad. Sorry, Brady. Sorry to lead you on.
That's all right.
First one I got wrong this year.
Oh, my God.
And you followed me. That's bad. It's like Jeopardy.
Felix PA will foul that one back.
And Cliff Clavin did.
Cliff Clavin did. PA had an RBI double his first time up. Wieters and Reimold to follow. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Orioles. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Red Sox. John Lester, the off-speed breaking ball, will catch the corner. And it will go to 0-2. Orioles lead in the season series 7-6 against the Red Sox. They are 5-2 against Boston here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. That would be fouled back. Orioles are trying to put a winning season up against Boston, and obviously that has not happened very often. The last time, 2004, when the Orioles had a winning season series against the Red Sox. The Orioles have won of late 7 of the last 11 games these teams have played. Here's the 0-2 delivery to PA.
Yeah, it's been a big turnaround from last year when they were, 2-16.
Take a look at the head-to-head numbers this year.
Yeah, they average just about the same runs, home runs. The Orioles catching up a little bit last night in that department. Then the Orioles have won some extra inning games against the Red Sox earlier in the season.
PA will take the pitch inside from Lester, who stared in hoping for a call in his favor and didn't get it. 1-2. Red Sox lost 2 out of 3 against Tampa Bay on this 7-day, 6-game road trip. The 3 games here wrap up tomorrow night. PA reaching to second base. Lowry. One away. Tonight's Maryland Lottery Hit It Here fan of the day is Dorothy Jenkins from Brooklyn. If an Orioles player hits the Hit It Here sign located in the bullpen, Dorothy, you're going to win $100,000. To find out more about how you can become the fan of the game, visit mdlottery.com. Hit it here. Good luck, Dorothy. Manny Ramirez is from Washington Heights and needed an interpreter for the press conference after he joined the White Sox. So he got Joey Cora. It's still, that is just, it's so funny.
It's so Manny.
It's so Manny.
It really is.
Oh, my gosh. And I can see Cora doing it because he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see Joey going out there. Probably everything Manny said, he didn't repeat it and said something else.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
He may have helped him Manny out.
1 ball, 1 strike count, Matt Wieters.
Yeah, you tell him what you think I should say.
I never knew Manny needed it. I never knew Manny used a translator.
No, neither
first
did
time.
anybody else.
His English must have regressed in the last 10 years.
You go league to league.
I talked to him a decade ago, and he was fine.
It changes league to league. It's a different Spanish in the National League, right?
Somebody said, he said, I feel more comfortable speaking in my native tongue. And somebody said to him, weren't you born in Washington Heights?
But South Washington Heights.
Oh, okay.
It's different dialect.
Different dialect.
That's good.
Wieters 1-2. And a good off-speed pitch right there at Wieters off balance.
There's really been nothing wrong with the stuff. Second time that Wieters will go down. Pretty good sweeping breaking ball from Lester. But as these strikeouts and pitch count rolls on, he's now getting towards number 70. And that really has been the goal, is to get him out of the game as early as you can.
He's finished off Wieters twice with that same pitch. That's a pitch that's really set up by that hard cutter inside that Wieters is well aware of that he throws with 2 strikes. You start cheating a little bit inside.
Reimold to left field. That's an Adam ball. Nava's there to put it away on a 1-2-3 inning for Lester. Orioles over the early runs, have a 5-2 lead. With Mike Flanagan, Brady Anderson, and our great crew, I'm Gary Thorne on this summer night here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards as the Orioles. Now there's a man who's dressed up.
Dressed up
for the game.
Absolutely. Need an interpreter for the shirt. Did it really affect
wore that at his wedding.
He's not pleased he wore it either.
I hate getting dressed up.
Hate that. My wife didn't like it, so I'm wearing it. Here's Beltre. Beltre, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Beltre, Lowrie, and Lowell due up for the Red Sox as we go to the fourth inning. 5-6-0 the Orioles, 2-4-0 the Red Sox. That one shook the screen right where the camera was located.
Used to be located.
Right. The shot now will be somewhat different. You'll see the feet of the umpire. There's the camera. It's right up against the screen, not up on one of the posts. In the air to center. That'll send Jones back. Warning track with room. And he's got it. No! What a catch. Had that one timed. And Markakis making sure he's all right, and he is.
Yeah, great play by Adam. I watched him track that ball the whole way. I love that. He coasted on that ball, had it the whole way. Really made that play look easy, but it wasn't. I like that. I like outfielders who make difficult plays look easy, not ones that make routine plays look miraculous.
Well put, and Adam can do that. One away here in the fourth inning. Here's Lowrie. He flied out to center his first time up. And the off-speed breaking ball by Arrieta's in there. Jake Arrieta hasn't walked anybody. He has struck out 2. Lester on the other side, a walk and 4 strikeouts. The Orioles jumped out with 4 runs in that first inning. Jones 2 RBIs. PA had 1 and another in a wild pitch. Added another in the second and an RBI base hit by Ty Wigginton.
Yeah, Arrieta hasn't struck out with more than 3 hitters in any of his last 4 starts. In fact, his career high is 6, and it was in his first start ever.
1-1 delivery, fouled off.
Adams really turned his game around again since the first month or 2 of the season. He came out struggling offensively, had a big day, opening day, but was really struggling defensively coming off his Gold Glove season. Now he seems to be back where he feels comfortable out there. He's playing not too shallow, not too deep, about just right, and his whole game has improved dramatically since the first month of the season.
Nick Markakis started back. That ball not hit as hard as it sounded. Our ears retired. On our Wired Wednesday, a chance to talk to the skipper before the game and asked him the biggest influence baseball-wise in his life.
My dad. We're all at the mercies and fathers of the mothers and fathers of the world, because by the time you get them at this level, there's not a whole lot you can do to make wholesale changes with them as far as peer pressure. Thank goodness I had a dad that didn't really care about being my pal. He wanted to be my father, and I had the guts to say no. And, you know, so many times, obviously from a baseball standpoint, I was fortunate to have a lot of people that I was exposed to that you learn different things from. Sometimes you learn things not to do, you know, and say there's a better way to handle that situation. And things change. You know, every situation in life you're exposed to, you learn from, and you try not to step on your tail again the same way. But it's about treating people the way you'd like to be treated when it all boils down to it. My dad and mom set a great example there. So, you know, where they say friends are people that know all about you and still like you, that's kind of where my dad was.
Just kind of leave that right there.
Yeah, this is kind of take it all in.
Yep. Here's the 2-ball, 1-strike delivery to Lowell. He puts that one in the gap in right center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Mike Lowell with a 2-out single. He had lined out his first time up.
He had retired 5 in a row. One of the few right-handers to get a base hit off of Jake tonight. But fastball dead middle, 94. Now we get to back to it. Even though it's the bottom of the lineup, a couple of more left-handed bats do.
Daniel Nava delivered a single and scored a run second inning. Red Sox have RBIs from Ortiz and Kalish, both coming on doubles. Kalish, the number 9 hitter, to follow. There are 2 down here. Runner at first base. That'll be hit number 5 for the Red Sox. Jake Arrieta taking a look over. They'll play behind the runner. And certainly if Mike Lowell takes off for second base to steal a base, we'll have a story. I don't mean that negatively, but he's playing with a real big-time hip problem. Wigginton will stay behind him. Great veteran right there. And the Red Sox had to look to in the second half of the season after not a lot of playing time in the first half.
Really the odd man out.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. And him fooled on that. 0-2.
Another one of those left-handed hitters. He gets ahead of 0-2. See how he tries to put him away this time. He used a changeup and looked like almost it's a flat curveball against the middle of the Red Sox lineup.
That'll skip away, and Lowell will meander down to second base. Be a wild pitch charge to Arrieta. That's the 5th of the year on him.
And missing his target badly. Down and away sits Wieters. This ball ends up almost on the inside part of the batter's box. Almost like he was trying to throw a backdoor breaking ball and just didn't come out of his hand cleanly.
That puts a runner in scoring position, and obviously down by 3 makes this at bat that much more important. Nava with a 2-2 and the delivery to him, and that'll be hit foul as he went up to get one. A couple of day games today. Houston beat the Cardinals by a score of 5-2. The Cardinals in trouble. They are now 8 games behind the Cincinnati Reds in that division. They have really fallen fast. Philadelphia beat the Dodgers. Phillies are putting the heat on Atlanta. They're now 2.5 games behind the Braves, pending the outcome of the Braves game tonight. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Lowell off second base. And swung on and missed. Tag will be put on. Arrieta gets the strikeout. That'll be his 3rd of the ball game. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Orioles still leading at 5-2 over the Red Sox. on sale at GoHoyas.com. Football Labor Day. I want to remind you about that coming up. As Maryland and Navy are going to play. Football season's underway, and for the Hoyas, be it football, basketball, whatever, tickets are available. Here's Josh Bell, and he will take the pitch down low for a ball. We are in September. Couple of notes from August around Major League Baseball. How about the Cincinnati Reds having the best record in the majors? 19-8 for the month of August. It is only the second time in 20 years that Cincinnati has had the outright best record in a calendar month in the majors. Wow.
It just seems obvious. They took off when they had that big brawl with the Cardinals.
Yep.
With Chris Carpenter and Johnny Cueto, and everybody thought, I guess, the Cardinals were going to come out and catch fire after that, and it was the other way around. The Cardinals went flat, and Cincinnati looks like they're for real.
Yankees have guaranteed themselves a winning season. It is going to be the 18th consecutive year the Yankees will have a winning season. Only 2 teams have ever done that before. The Yankees from 1926 to 1964, 39 years they had winning seasons. And the Orioles from 68 to 85, 18 consecutive winning seasons. 3 ball, 1 strike delivery to Bell. And swung on and missed, and it'll go to 3-2. Roberts and Lugo will follow. Here's the 3-2 delivery, and that'll be chop foul.
Bell's done most of his damage this year against left-handed pitching. You know, he had those 2 home runs against Cliff Lee here at home, almost to the 3rd. And then again in Casimir, I think he had another home run in Anaheim.
And he gets that one to short. SCUTARO kind of lunging the ball over will get the out. 1 away here in the 4th inning. On Tuesday, September 14, the first 10,000 fans 15 and over are going to get the Buck Showalter Orioles t-shirt presented by Real Street Staffing. Don't miss this final t-shirt Tuesday of the year and your chance to show your support for Birdland's new boss. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. Top of the order, Brian Roberts. He has grounded out, been called out on strikes. Brian with a 6-game hit streak. Up to 263 on the year. I also saw, I'm sure many baseball fans did, Aroldis Chapman, that young defectee from Cuba, pitched last night for the first time for Cincinnati, and he was called up in time to be on the postseason roster. He'd always been a starter. They're using him out of the bullpen. He had over 100 miles an hour twice. And at AAA was clocked at 105.
Yeah, I saw him throw something on the highlight reels today, and it hitters' reactions will tell you how hard it is.
It looked like a real 103.
It did, and he's all arms and legs. Looked like he's about 6'9", and has a breaking ball with some teeth.
They are excited about having him available. He's going to try and do what a couple of other pitchers have done in recent times in the postseason. David Price did it for Tampa 2 years ago, coming up, called up, worked, pitched well. And, of course, K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez, led the Angels in a late call-up to a World Series championship. Roberts goes down swinging. Yes, we are at the first of the month. Take a look how tough it is to move up into a first-place spot. On July 1, the Yankees had a 1.5 lead. August won a game. September won a game. Minnesota had a game lead. August a half a game out. Now they're 3.5 up. Texas 3.5 up, 8 up, 8.5 up. Trying to move in the division standings is not easy once you get into the month of July. And it's why teams that are positioned in July for the postseason really have control of their destiny.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's very tough, and that's why Francona knows his Red Sox will need a miracle if they're going to find a way to the postseason this year.
Now, if you don't have a shot at the wild card, you really have no shot. Some clubs that are third in the division where the wild card is not going to come from not much hope.
Lugo, 2 singles and 2 runs scored in the game.
Yeah, but I saw something where the Yankees and Tampa Bay were tied for 8 straight days. It hadn't happened in baseball history. I mean, the Yankees would win, Tampa Bay would win.
Here's the 1-1 delivery by Lester, fouled off.
Lester really has worked up a pretty good lather out here in the heat tonight. We were remarking about Jake Arrieta. Looks cool. Maybe it's the mustache. I don't know, but he doesn't look like he's broken a sweat as of yet. And Lester going all the way back to the first inning in that over 30 pitch inning. Just seems to have an outstanding lather up all night.
1-2 delivery on the way. Throttle back on that one. He's got 6 strikeouts and he retires the Orioles in order. We've completed 4. Orioles lead at 5-2. Struggled so much early in the season. Freddie Anderson, they turned it around in August, had a tremendous month. How come is the question.
Well, seeing is believing. You know, it's the Buck Showalter effect. I mean, not only is he going to hold them accountable, he's going to put them in position to win, and he's going to do a lot of teaching along the way, and he has been.
And it's worked. Jake Arrieta tonight, Mike, what do you see?
He's been pretty sharp. You know, the lineup that's really built with some tough left-handers in it, certainly with Ortiz and the rest. He's done a good job. Got a few runs to work with early. He's going to try to make it stand up.
And try and become the 5th starter in a row to pick up a win for the Orioles. He starts out here in the 5th inning. Kalish, the number 9 hitter, a double and an RBI, and the only at-bat he has had. 0-1 count on him. Hitting at .238 on the year with limited at-bats and playing time. You see the couple of home runs that he has picked up. Kalish will be followed by SCUTARO and Drew at the top of the order. Check swing, and he held up on it. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Jake Arrieta, the 2-1 delivery, and will miss inside with it. No walks, 3 strikeouts so far for Arrieta in the ballgame.
That's what really needs to really keep focus into the 5th inning. We saw it really in last night's game. What really stuck out was certainly Brian Mattis walking the leadoff hitter in that inning with 4 straight pitches. And Buck Showalter going right to the bullpen. You really want to keep throwing strikes, especially to the leadoff men when you have a lead.
Arrieta with a 3-ball, 2-strike count on the leadoff batter. Jake this season, coming into this game, retired 65% of leadoff batters, trying to get that 70% mark is the one most starters want to be at. 69, 72, somewhere in there. Retiring leadoff batters, obviously the more the better from their point of view. And he got in. Kalish called out.
Not sure what he didn't like about that pitch. I looked right down the middle. He might have thought it was inside, but it clearly broke across the plate on its way to the inside half.
Yeah, watched it all the way to the glove. And got Tom Kelly had to do the moonwalk on us. When he looked back,
I was going to say they might want to send the trainer out checking his shoulder there. Here's Marco SCUTARO. And SCUTARO takes it outside for a ball. A single, a run scored, and he's grounded out. Ortiz and Kalish, the RBIs for the Red Sox. The Orioles, a couple from Jones, one from PA, one from Wigginton, and a wild pitch, scoring the other run. 1-0 delivery. SCUTARO will follow back.
And Flanny, as you know, baseball players, when they go out there, they go out in pain quite a bit. For SCUTARO to say after the game, or for the report to be after the game, that on a ball in the hole, he physically is incapable of throwing it. I mean, he has to be, he's injured. He's not just hurt. This is the type of thing where most likely he'll have surgery at the end of the season. It's not like a guy goes out there and the arm hurts just a little bit and they decide not to throw it. You're in the big leagues, you physically will not throw the ball to first base on a play in the hole. I mean, you have to be just dying out there.
Absolutely good. Yeah, the instinct. And usually, again, if you're not in, I always put it at, if I got hurt or felt something during the game, I was injured, because adrenaline and being involved in the game really took over once the game started. So if I had pain during the game, I was hurt.
Nick Markakis. SCUTARO retired, 2 down. Don't miss your final chance this season to experience 2110 Utah Street, presented by Home Savings of America and Southwest Airlines. It'll be Saturday. One low price. Fans get a reserved Utah Street bleacher seat, the exclusive 2110 t-shirt, and Nick and Adam will have baseballs for the crowd between innings. There'll be special promotions, prizes, and more. Space limited. 888-848-BIRD. Orioles.com for 2110. Jake Arrieta with that 5-2 lead, as both teams got their runs in the first 2 innings. And pitchers have settled down since. J.D. Drew is 0 for 2. In the air to center. That'll send Jones back. Warning track. Looking. And goodbye. Home run. J.D. Drew delivers it. And it is a 5-3 game.
I was going to say about J.D. Drew, you know, he's a dangerous hitter right now. He didn't do much damage yesterday. Started to look like he's swinging a little bit better today, but he's one of those guys that sort of lulls you to sleep and you forget how dangerous he can be. Opposite field pop right there. Effortless swing. He's been doing it for a long time, very consistently. Career 500 slugging average.
18 home runs, 60 RBI. 6 of his 18 have been against the Orioles this year.
Yeah, came in hitting .366, 13 RBIs against the Orioles this year.
He gets his 8th lifetime home run in this ballpark. For Arrieta, that'll be home run number 9 off him, and the 7 of the 9 have been hit by left-handers.
It really has held true to form. We said at the beginning of the show it's going to be Ortiz and Drew, the 2 guys really to watch out in this lineup. If I would have to sort of go back and look at the pattern that Arrieta has pitched, there's been sort of fastball away from the left-handers and then try to get your breaking ball over to finish them off.
Here's David Ortiz waiting. 0-2 count, 2 down. Martinez struck out, grounded out. And this ball game far from decided. How often do we see this in baseball where it looks like a team is going to jump on an opposing starter and run away with the game early, and then the whole thing just kind of accordions itself back into a ball game? Well, that's what's happened here. And the Orioles getting 4 in the first, 1 in the second. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that's way inside. Arrieta upset with himself on the pitch.
Again, this is a perfect example. You know, 0-2 gets ahead of Martinez quickly. Then it's a breaking ball inside. Try to throw a fastball inside and then missed badly. And now Martinez is back into the even count. He's trying to come in. Hasn't come in very often. That's middle of the batter's box. Again, looks like that little cutter that he's experimented with a couple of times tonight.
2-2 delivery. And Martinez fouls it off.
As you mentioned, they're jumping on him early in the game. They're jumping on Lester, but pointed out, they weren't jumping on him based on any inferior stuff. You know, they got their runs off him early. They capitalized on every opportunity they had. But you have to know what the stuff he had out there. He was going to go back and start shutting them down a little bit. He wasn't going to go on, you know, giving up 5 runs in every 2 innings.
And another one of those pitchers who hangs around, hoping his offense can come through for him. And could happen. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Arrieta's not walked anybody in the ball game, and you got David Ortiz waiting on deck, so you certainly don't want to walk Martinez here. Victor Martinez, .310 batting average in this ballpark with 5 home runs. Jake Arrieta trying to get him and end the inning right here. And Arrieta will step off. .3-2. And Martinez goes down swinging. 5 strikeouts in the ball game for Arrieta. Home run by Drew, though, puts another up for Boston. Orioles lead now, cut to 2, 5-3. Jake Fox out there in a Trading Places Day where they did some work, including hoping the jet would stop while he
whatever that sign
means. And signed some autographs. So a little work for Southwest today, Trading Places. It's pretty good.
You always wonder where your bags went, right?
Brian's got a house full now. He'll be delivering later tonight. Good ball game here with the Orioles looking to make it 2 in a row against the Red Sox. Is that the guy that had the T-shirt tux on? The honeymoon at Camden Yards?
I think so.
So far, they're off to a good start. He's not sitting with his wife. As part of the prenups. 1, he could wear that shirt, and 2, he didn't have to sit with her. Oh, gosh. All right, here's Nick Markakis. Markakis has single walked. He has scored a run. Nick now with a 10-game hit streak. Had gone a dozen games without an extra base hit. Took care of that in the ball game last night as he had a double in the first inning. 1 for 4 in the opener of the series.
This is one of my favorite matchups to watch right here. I mean, I love it. I keep thinking Lester's going to start coming inside, but it looks like he's just going to keep pounding him away. There he came in a little bit. I'm not sure if he did that on purpose. But he's been throwing away, and just saying to Nick, all right, if you're going to take another line drive to left, I'm going to give it to you, but that's it.
And Nick did do just that in that first at bat. He drew a walk in the second inning. And that one will miss. And the count goes to 2-0. First bullpen action. Mark Hendrickson up.
And maybe now Nick might get something a little more toward the middle of the plate, Slaney. He might be able to drive a little bit, but Nick's been so stubbornly going to left center field against Lester the last 2 times I've seen him start that I doubt he'll vary his playing.
He'll take that one for a strike, and it goes to 2-1.
Yeah, the Red Sox have really pitched Nick like they're scarred, like he's really hurt them in the past, and they're just staying away. And what is your highest accuracy pitch as a pitcher? It's your fastball, so they're just sitting down and away and staying there.
And it goes to left field. Playable.
Another good at bat, though.
1 away here in the 5th inning. tonight. Good house on hand to see Game 2. Don't forget, tomorrow these two teams will play again. Final game of the series. Final time for the Red Sox here at Camden Yards. Brad Bergeson will go against Daisuke Matsuzaka. Scheduled starters tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Ty Wigginton, the off-speed pitch, is in for a strike. Wigginton, 244 against the Red Sox this year with 3 home runs. Single and an RBI. Hit by a pitch and scored. Has been his night. And 2 strikes on him. So Lester, since the second inning, has retired 3, 6, 7, 8 in a row. He's giving up the last hit. Wigginton had it. That'll bounce inside. And the count was 1-2.
Doesn't look like he's changed a single thing either, Lanny.
Same pattern. You know, I mean, he really tried to do the same thing. I was thinking he was going to hit him in the foot again.
First 2 innings.
50 was at 56 pitches in 2 innings. 91 total at the moment.
Wigginton will take it. Strikeout number 7 all of a sudden for Lester.
He really falls into the category. Again, if you're a good pitcher, you get as many as you can early and just try to hold on. It's that backdoor cutter he uses so well. I don't think he got that pitch in the first inning. Maybe he's getting it now. It's a little spin, just enough to catch that outside corner. I guess as a hitter, you give up on it. Just it's a question of whether the umpire gives it. Some nights they do, some nights they don't.
2 away in the 5th inning. Here's Adam Jones, 2 RBI double in the first, and he is struck out. He shows bunt. That got the umpire's foot. Tom Hallion.
Slow down the moonwalk a little bit.
And everything else.
Watch Adam day in and day out. There's really not a pitch he can't handle, even 2 or 3 inches off the strike zone. You saw he had a great at bat, hit a 2-run double in the first inning, then he struck out in the second. Adam's downfall is when he gets 2 strikes, he chases. He doesn't just go a little bit out of the zone, he goes way, way, way out of the zone. You get a little more patient, have a little more idea when he gets 2 strikes. He's still looking for a pitch to drive, not just something to keep in play. I think sometimes when hitters get 2 strikes, they try to keep it in play. They expand their zone way too much, make it way too big, and that's been Adam's problem all year. Sliders, not just a little bit outside, things he can't even reach, and he has long arms. He can reach most pitches.
We see him kind of waver back and forth. There are periods of the season where he's stayed off that pitch fairly well, and then other times when he...
And when you see him stay off it, that's when his average goes way up and his power numbers increase.
Yeah. Here's the 1-0 delivery to him.
It's not like he's trying to... What I see is not a guy who's trying to do too much. It's almost like a guy who becomes too passive and thinks he doesn't want to strike out and he just wants to put it in play. And sometimes you get that mentality, you're more likely to chase than if you're really looking for a pitch to drive, even when you have 2 strikes.
2-0 count on it. And Lester again will bury that one in the dirt. And the count goes to 3-0. 95 pitches thrown by Lester. We are in the 5th inning with 2 down.
I wouldn't be surprised if Buck gave him a chance to make it a 6-3 right here, 3-0 against Lester. They haven't done much against him in the last few innings.
Adams 7 for 29 off the lefty, and a strike on the outside corner. 3-1. Lester, of course, part of that 12-0 mark he has against the Orioles is a 5-0 record here at Camden Yards. His ERA had been 1.83 here. It isn't that anymore. 3-1 delivery. And Jones after one that came down and in.
That's just a tough pitch right there. 3-run cutter. You're looking for something out over the plate. Late break. That's what makes Lester Lester.
Battle engaged here. He's waiting on Adam to step back in. 3-2, 2 down, nobody on.
He's still wiggling that left shoulder. You can see between pitches. Somebody said bothered him from that hit by pitch.
And slams the bat. Not happy with the at bat. That's 8 strikeouts for Lester, 2 in the inning. The Pet Calendar featuring the Orioles. game losing streak and pick up a win in this one. He leaves not walking anyone and striking out 5 in the game, giving up the 3 runs, including a homer by Drew, an RBI double Ortiz, and an RBI double by Kalish. Jake Arrieta, there are the numbers.
Yeah, leaves with a 5-2 or 5-3 lead. And again, the first time in his career that he's had a start in the major league level without a walk. Matter of fact, the fewest he's walked in any outing is 2. Hendrickson making his 41st appearance, 1-4. Again, what has been absent in the month of August has really been work for middle relief. The starters have been so good, and the end of the game setup men to get to Koji have been so good that and I think it's a good thing. These people, when your long relievers are having great years, it means that your starters and your closers really haven't been doing a good job. But Hendrickson has done an outstanding job for the Orioles this year to come on, get some of these lefties out.
Starting with David Ortiz, 1 for 2, a double and an RBI as we go to the 6th inning.
Look at the in-game box score. Bottom of the order, some contribution. So the Ortiz, the RBI double, solo home run by J.D. Drew, the tough lefties in the lineup, and Henderson will try to neutralize them.
Ortiz 6 for 33 off the big left-hander lifetime. For Mark Hendrickson, the 7th game this year he's appeared in, working 6 innings against Boston. He has given up 8 runs, 5 earned on 11 hits in those games against the Red Sox. Ortiz chatting with the home plate umpire Tom Hallion.
The Orioles have been painting David Ortiz for a couple of days. The 1-1 pitch took out the target right across that outside corner and through the zone.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery.
It's the constant battle for that outside corner. The pitchers want it, the hitters want it not to be called.
One-two delivery to him, takes it. Did he go? No.
I don't think he had the heart to call him out. Another borderline swing would go along with some borderline pitches.
Hendrickson's got a 2 ball, 2 strike count on him. Foul tipped. For Mark this year, the left-handers have a .337 average against him. Right-handers .309. He worked a scoreless inning on Sunday. He's 11th in the league in relief innings worked. That ball into the shift. Ryan Roberts in right field. And that's why you do it. One away. Come meet Orioles pitcher Brad Bergeson this Saturday. He'll be at the Wendy's located on Washington Boulevard in Elkridge. He'll be signing autographs, meeting fans from noon until 1. That's Saturday, noon to 1. Wendy's, Washington Boulevard in Elkridge. For more details on the Orioles community appearances, go to OriolesReach.com. Brad Bergeson will be there Saturday. Ortiz grounds out to shallow right. Now Beltre, who is struck out and flied to center, pops it up, second base. 2 down. Two away, the base is empty for Lowrie. Lowrie's had an 0 for 2 in the ball game. Couple of fly balls off Jake Arrieta. Lowrie with one of those players with a season virtually lost, being on the DL, being back in to play at second base here at the end of the season. That pitch will be taken down low for a ball.
That's a lot like Brian Roberts' season, where they're just going to get going and the season's going to run out.
Ryan with the injury, the back and the hip. Mononucleosis for Lowrie. A serious case of it. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1-1 by Mark Hendrickson. Will be down low 2-1. Lowrie has faced Hendrickson only a couple of times. He's gone 0 for 2 against him. Two-one delivery, and he'll foul it back. We had a little breeze when the ball game started. We had virtually no breeze, still air. Here tonight it was 91 degrees at game time. Flags just barely moving out there. Down to about 87 degrees right now. 2-2 delivery, and that's up the middle. Right by the wallet of Hendrickson. That'll be a base hit.
Has battled Hendrickson throughout this at bat. Takes a little off like a BP fastball, able to get that left leg out of the way.
This is where a ball game gets dangerous. 2-run lead, potential tying run at the plate. Mike Lowell, who has singled and lined out. He'll hold the runner at first. There are 2 down, and that's in there for a strike. Lowell, 4 hits, 12 at bats, lifetime against Hendrickson. May not be 100% physically, but Lowell still has some power. Runner off first base, Lowrie, 0-1. The youthful face of Lowrie. And the jagged veteran at the plate. Here's the 1-1. That's outside to him, and it'll go to 2-1. Red Sox keeping this game interesting. Chipping away at the Oriole lead. Here's the 2-1 to him, and that's going to miss inside, and a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
And a very patient Mike Lowell in this at bat. Assortment of off-speed pitches trying to get him to expand the zone have not worked.
Couple of managers both moving around. 3-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be down to third. That's a fair ball. Bell in the backhand will make the play, and Hendrickson works his way out of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Bottom of the 6th. Coming up, sweet game. watch the ball game. It's on the club level, open up to all club level ticket holders, and it's located behind home plate. Features a market-style food court, rotating menu of made-to-order entrees, and an extensive dessert menu. You'll also find Boog's famous barbecue on the club level. Really good place to go. Hope you'll take advantage of it, the All-Star Cafe. We go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. Felix Pierre will lead it off against John Lester. A double RBI, and he is grounded out. 288 is average right now, fouled away.
A lot of action at the top of the order, or bunched in the middle. A couple of singles, couple of runs for Julio Lugo, 2-run double, 2 RBIs for Adam Jones, and an RBI double by Felix Pierre. So some of the Oriole left-handers getting after John Lester.
Pierre 0-1 and fouls it away.
Pierre's getting really good quality swings off Lester. That was the first one he took all night where he looked a little bit fooled. But his last at bat, he didn't get a hit, but he had 2 really good swings. Actually, his third one made good contact. Great at bat, his first at bat. He looks really comfortable. It looks like he settled in ever since that home run last night. Give the Orioles a little extra cushion.
0-2 deliveries right there, and he knew it. Boy, Lester's just bearing down. That's 9 strikeouts in the ball game and 3 in a row. 1 down.
Yeah, 0-2 pitch. This is the assortment of pitches that Lester has at his arsenal. He threw that cutter right at Felix Pierre, a pitch he hadn't thrown all night, and catches that inside corner. So really one of those front door cutters. You've seen him do it to right-handers where he's trying to sneak it to the outside corner.
Lester's career high in strikeouts came this year against Seattle at 13.
Should go after guys 0-2. I always thought that was a pretty good time to get a hitter out. You know, you know, there's some sort of rule that a pitcher never wants to get beat 0-2.
Wieters will get a base hit into left field. Well, that's on with his first hit. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
No, I tried to get hitters that, throw a quality strike 0-2. I really didn't want to throw a waste pitch.
Right, not just waste one to waste.
Yeah, not having to have no effect on the hitter. I wanted to gain some information. Even if it was throwing a low and away fastball, see if he covers the outside part. It would kind of tell me what the next pitch was going to be.
Nolan REIMOLD will take a strike. REIMOLD 0-for-2, DH, batting 8th, is grounded out, flied out. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Orioles, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Red Sox. 4 left by the Red Sox and 3 by the O's in the ballgame. John Lester, a walk and 9 strikeouts. Started the day 3rd in strikeouts in the league. Now up to 185 Ks on the season.
He is a strikeout pitcher, to make no mistake about it. He's had a couple of seasons that have just been terrific back-to-back. 16-game winner in 08, 15-game winner in 09, and that's statistics almost identical except for strikeouts. They went way up last year.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, a fastball that REIMOLD will take inside.
One thing you will notice about Nolan, I worked with him extensively in AAA, is he's a really patient hitter. I mean, he had huge on-base averages his last 2 months at Norfolk, was above 450 actually. So one thing I was surprised when I went down, and once he got his swing straightened out, he's really patient, really makes the pitcher work.
Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be in the air to center field. Kalish coming, can't get it. And no force at second base. Read by Wieters to get close enough to prevent any play. REIMOLD's got his first hit on his recall today, and the Orioles have 2 on.
Can't explain to you either how good that must feel for Nolan. He got sent down. He was struggling in more ways than one. Hit a line drive his last at bat, but the pressure you feel as any player, but especially as a young player when you're really struggling, and to get that hit fall right there, it has to feel great for Nolan.
You see the smile on his face.
Made me feel better.
He said going back at early May, he was hitting cleanup for this club some nights.
The road back because he was expected to be the starting left fielder. Here is Josh Bell. Orioles want to add to that 2-run lead they've got. Lester's thrown 107 pitches. Bell is flied out and grounded out. Wieters and REIMOLD are on with 1 away. Bell will lash it into the seats.
It's sort of an interesting transition when you go from field up to the booth, and then also working with hitters. Like Crow touched on it last night. When you're working with hitters, he said, you know, he lives and dies with these guys. It's like, I know what he feels like, and I've been working with Nolan quite a bit, and that's why I've been silent his first two at-bats, because I've just been sitting there focusing on the monitor, seeing how he's swinging. But to see guys improve, it's just it's really encouraging. And Nolan's made huge improvements in the last few months.
It really is the coach's reward. You know, like I said, a pitching coach, you know, I thought pitching in the major leagues was difficult. When you're a pitching coach, you're pitching every pitch along with him. You're a hitting coach. You know, you're going through every at-bat with him.
It's worse than when you're doing it yourself. I mean, it really is.
Why do vets better than doing it and try to teach it?
1 ball, 1 strike count. Can the Orioles add to the lead here against Leicester? Bell will take the pitch inside.
But you know what the reward is, too, is that when you see a hitter, like you said, you see REIMOLD and you see him a little bit later, and you can see the difference.
Exactly.
Josh Bell, but you can see the difference. And then the constant adjustments you have to make in a very long season.
Bell with a 2 ball, 1 strike count. First base, Mike Lowell, infield fly rule. Lowell's got it. Bell is retired, and there are 2 down. So the bullpen active. You got to believe this is probably the last inning for the starters. Scott Atchison is up, and just off the DL, Hideki Okajima. Their bullpen is in disarray from what they thought they were going to have at the beginning of the season. They've got a lot of names out there, pitchers who haven't worked a lot. But right now at 111 pitches.
Something that was really their strength in April.
Yeah.
And there was no reprieve for the hitters coming out of that bullpen from the Boston bullpen. Multiple guys throwing 95 plus.
Ryan Roberts now with 2 down, runners at first and second base. And a 1-0 count to him. The Red Sox bullpen ranks 10th in ERA in the American League. And they allowed more home runs than any other bullpen. And blown the second most saves. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Roberts fouls it off. 1-1. Bryan has struck out the last 2 times up, and he has grounded out.
And with the amount of the injuries that the Red Sox have had, it really is amazing that they're even somewhat in the race. And then you take a look at their starting pitching: Lester, Lackey, Buchholz, Dice, K, Beckett. It's really like, I mean, their starting pitching can be.
Yeah, they thought they had plenty. You know, they had Wakefield in the rotation too. But we got 6-7 starters. We'll be all right.
That's when you know you're in trouble. Guaranteed.
Yep. So you think you're all set?
Wakefield in the bullpen now. Lester has been a savior for this team on the mound. He and Clay Buchholz.
Oh, Buchholz is just, fantastic year. Lester, a great year.
Beckett has had his problems. It's been a struggle. Lackey on the right, standing next to Beckett, has had a disappointing year. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And Roberts will take it up high. I was surprised. I looked at the number of lineups used. The Red Sox have used 96 different lineups this year. The Orioles have used 89. Not that much of a difference. And then you turn to the Yankees. They've had 82 different lineups, and they're the team in first place. So this day and age, the long season, a lot of lineups get used, even by the teams that are winning, trying to rest people. 3 ball, 1 strike delivery to Roberts, and he'll foul it back 3-2.
I would guess the Red Sox have been the most drastic as far as personnel differences are. Sometimes you manipulate the lineup a little bit, like the Orioles were experimenting with different leadoff hitters, different 2 hitters, but the same 8 guys in the lineup, and the Yankees as well. But the Red Sox, they've had to do it with completely different personnel.
They have had to do that. Evidence tonight. SCUTARO's had the injuries. Lowry, who's been out. Ellsbury gone. Mike Cameron gone.
I'm surprised he revealed that, to be honest with you, that he doesn't want to throw the ball in the hole.
Yeah,
it seems like it'd be something you might want to keep a secret.
I think it's been going on for so long.
You know what? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's like, I've made 17 errors. I kept this, I'm not not looking for a medal, but I just want to let you know I'm not 100%.
So they've loaded him up. And the third time, the other two came in the first 2 innings. Darrell, the pitching coach, will make his way out. You got to believe, to ask Lester, do you want to try and finish this inning? Which you'd think he would, so that if the Red Sox get any runs, it'd be to his benefit.
I'm sure he said, tell John Bale to go out there and see how he's doing. And then when you come back and he's still out there, let me know. I'm sure he wants to get at least one more out.
The long discussion. Tom Hagen, the home plate umpire, going out to break it up.
Pretty interesting because Lugo's had a couple of really good at-bats against Lester.
Jumped on him early both times. One time he did make an out. He let the count go a little deeper, so look for him to jump on something early here.
2 down, bases loaded. Lugo 2 singles, 2 for 3, and has 2 runs scored. There are 2 down, and a timeout taken as Lugo
got the bug in the face right before he was about to get ready to hit.
Lester was ready to deliver.
Well, I think that little conversation going on with Victor Martinez behind the plate. What's with the late step out? I think they may have thought it was one of those things you're trying to get maybe a balk.
You could actually see the bug flying around his head and moved in and kind of jumped him. And he'll foul that one off. It's a big at bat right here. We're in the 6th. Orioles lead has been cut to 2, 5-3 with the home run by Drew that came in the 5th inning. Orioles had led it 4-1, and they built that lead up to 5-2. Stayed that way until the 5th when Drew got the homer, and now here in the bottom of the 6th, the chance to expand it again. 1 strike delivery. 0-2.
Going with the cutters inside, trying to stay away from that first pitch fastball, but you hit his first 2 at bats.
Opponent batting average against Lester coming in was .222, the 4th best in the American League. Orioles have been able to get 5 runs on 8 hits off him so far. And Lugo with a chance to get a couple of RBIs and a base hit here. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and he goes down swinging. 10 strikeouts in the ball game for Lester. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 are left on base, 6 complete, and it remains a 5-3 ball game. local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. And by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. We start the 7th inning. Mark Hendrickson remains on the mound, and Darnell McDonald is going to come on as a pinch hitter with the left-hander on the mound.
Former Oriole #1 pick. He's hung around, hasn't he, Flanny? I mean, you love stories like this, or a guy who hasn't made it. He was supposed to be a big star, but just kept diligently persevering in the minors. I think probably 10 years in the minors.
Oh, at least, yeah. He's made his way around.
Great guy.
Terry Francona, that's it for Lester. So now Lester can only hope his offense can either tie or to get a lead here. That's going to be a base hit into center field. Well, McDonald delivers the pinch hit. He's now 6 for 9 as a pinch hitter. Leadoff single. Take a look at this Dayton baseball history. The famous Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Their first appearance in the ball game in Chicago as they were in the lineup for the first time in 1902. Ilrich and Regsby signing a contract with Honus Wagner. First time there had ever been an autographed model bat, 1905. And the Pirates, the first all-black major league lineup. That was in 1971. Al Oliver, Rennie Stennett, Jackie Hernandez, Dave Cash, Willie Stargell, Gene Clines, and Roberto Clemente with Doc Ellis pitching and Manny Sanguian catching. 1971. Now Bill Hall will pinch hit. Runner on at first base, nobody out. Now we
Tinkers Evers a chance. Would they turn like 8 double plays in their career?
They're all in the Hall of Fame. And
any chance they can do a poem about the three of us? And
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No. We were talking about it before the game, though, because Flanny was looking it up.
Yeah.
How long did they not talk?
They didn't talk to each other for something like 33 years.
33 years they didn't talk to one another. Tinkers to Evers to Chance. They had a fist fight at one point.
At second base during an exhibition game. And they said that part of it was that Evers took a taxi cab from their hotel and left Tinker behind. And they just decided, hey, look, we're double play combinations. Probably best, we don't talk to each other because we always end up in a fight. And they said they didn't speak for 33 years.
Tinkers to Evers to Chance.
All three made it to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I was surprised at that, too.
And we were kind of saying maybe that's the first time they talked. Yeah. There were 2 of them still alive at one point in the Hall of Fame when they got there together.
Right.
So they may have chatted then. Probably nobody took a cab, though. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Bill Hall. And that's the story behind the story.
And that's the rest of the story.
Red Sox threatening again here in the 7th inning. With the leadoff man on base. Hall hitting at .276. 10 doubles, 17 home runs. Hendrickson's delivery to him. And a good one. 2-2.
And maybe that's what those nonverbal signals that the second baseman and shortstop of the modern game use today. If you watch it, the Roberts and Lugo between the pitches, between innings, they'll have the open mouth for coverage and closed. They'll signal each other for the coverage at second base.
Hall, as a pinch hitter, has gone 3 for 9 with a home run. 2-2 delivery to him. Well, players could do what the Little League kids did. They stand on second base and they hold the finger up. 1 fastball, 2's a curve.
And over there.
3's a changeup, and then they move their arms. The pitch is going to be outside. It's outside.
Which had to be more of a distraction to the hitter than the pitch.
They're not going to do that. 3-2 count. McDonald off first base.
You watch this guy in BP at all the last couple days, Flanny?
I did not.
He's got massive power. I mean, here he has 17 home runs and only 276 at bats, but he was going into the visiting bullpen routinely.
You see that little sign right there is what we're talking about. Usually the closed mouth is me and the open mouth is you. But yeah, Paul had some big power years, didn't he, in the National League? And he's been a very versatile player for them. He's played all kinds of positions. I think he's even pitched this year. Again, you watch right before the pitch, they'll signal the coverage will be coming from the shortstop, Julio Lugo. We wait for you to see the sign, what it's going to be, and they'll catch each other's eye right at the end. So they're going to keep the same coverage.
3-2, and the runner goes. And that one will be down the line and fouled into the seats, and he'll come back. Nobody out here, so on 3-2, Francona sending him. This game has turned into a real battle. A lot of foul balls, long at bats.
And the Orioles haven't been able to pull away, and the Red Sox haven't been able to quite catch up. It's just been this uncomfortable lead that they've had since the first inning.
See if McDonald will go again here. He does not. And another ball down the line, which is going to be foul.
Got to think, though, before the game started, if you would have thought, can we get 5 runs off Lester in 6 innings, it couldn't have been happier. And like we said, Flannery, he had his stuff. This isn't the April Lester. This was a guy who was in the middle of a hot streak with electric stuff, and they put a 5 spot on him.
Yeah, but he was, still struck out 10.
Paul once had a 35 home run season with the Brewers back in 06. 3-2 delivery, and came inside to get him.
Pitch. Look at it, cut to the inside part of the plate. That two-seam fastball grip. And swings right through it.
Hendrickson, who came on in the 6th inning, gave up just a single. Gets his first strikeout. Top of the order now. Marcos SCUTARO, one down runner at first. And the pitch is down low for a ball.
Something about facing guys as tall as he is, they just seem like they're throwing harder. Graham Wood was a little bit like that, the Australian, played in the Yankees and the Brewers. I mean, just their angle, they throw from so much farther out than you think they would, and just a little more deceptive than a normal 88-mile-an-hour fastball would be.
That's a strike on the outside corner. SCUTARO, a single. He has grounded out, flied out. One hit in this series in the 7 at-bats he's had. One ball, one strike count from Hendrickson. J.D. Drew waiting on deck. McDonald not going at first base. That will miss on a 2-ball, 1-strike count. McDonald is the threat to go. He's 8 for 8 stolen bases.
Yeah, with 1 out, pretty good possibility.
SCUTARO 5 for 10 lifetime off Mark Hendrickson. Two-one delivery. Runner stays outside.
Kind of tough when you're down by 2 off a left-hander, though, unless the lefty's really giving it away. You know, as a base steal, if it was a right-hander that had a slow delivery, even a medium delivery, I wouldn't be surprised at all if McDonald would go. But you almost have to, unless he's really giving something away, you almost have to go first move off a lefty, and then you run the risk of him throwing over, and then you're out of the inning and down by 2.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty
I'd be surprised if he did that.
Pretty big lead by McDonald.
3-1 pitch on the way.
A lot of times you take that big lead to try to get him to give a look. You know, when you're a base stealer, you want the more times they throw over, the more comfortable you get taking your lead and understanding the difference of when they throw to first base versus when they go home. And I'm sure that's what McDonald's trying to do. He's probably getting a one-way lead and trying to get him to throw over. But he doesn't look like he has a real chance to steal right now. 3-2, he might be going.
SCUTARO has grounded into 13 double plays, 3rd most on the team.
And I would think he's going to throw over right here just to find out.
Runner goes, 3-2 delivery, foul back.
A little surprised he didn't, because he was out. And again, from a left-handed pitcher, or a former left-handed pitcher, or I guess I still am a left-handed pitcher, but they won't let me pitch. When I would watch that runner and he didn't at least lean back when I brought my leg up, I'm throwing over the first base. And he really held his ground with that bigger lead. I would again be surprised if he didn't get a courtesy throw over here. A little bit shorter lead this time.
3-2, runner goes. SCUTARO in the air. It is deep. It is way back. And goodbye home run. And this game is tied at 5. Fourth drive of the game, the 8th home run, SCUTARO.
Let's take a look at the 3-2 breaking ball, ends up in the middle of the plate. And SCUTARO hits it right on the button. Fought off a couple of pitches and got one he could handle.
And it is a 5-5 ball game. And your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford Drive One. And SCUTARO did his 8th of the year. There he goes, SCUTARO, 47 RBIs. Kranitz on his way out. So Jake Arrieta will be non-decisioned in the ball game, and Lester, who stayed in there, will either be non-decisioned to have a chance to be the winning pitcher.
Either way, yeah.
J.D. Drew in the 5th.
18th home run of the season, 346 average. Big-time numbers against the Orioles. A lot of RBIs and a lot of power numbers.
And the breaking ball will miss on a 1-0 count. So one away, the bases are empty. The Red Sox have had at least one home run against the Orioles in 11 consecutive games. And they've had 2 in this one.
Yeah, 5 of the 7 runs they've scored in the series have been home run responsible. Alfredo Simon hasn't had a lot of work lately. In fact, threw a little bit after the game last night.
3-0 delivery that is taken for a strike. Three and 1 on J.D. Drew. And he will draw the walk. Martinez in the middle of that order coming up.
You mentioned it right before they tied it up, Flan. You said there's something, the Orioles got after a early lead, but there's something about this game. Couldn't quite put your finger on it, but just seemed like they were in for a battle a little bit. The lead just seemed a little bit not as secure as it has the past 3 or 4 games.
Martinez is 7 for 14 with 3 RBIs off Mark Hendrickson.
And some of these Red Sox hitters pretty big numbers against Hendrickson. Again, I'm still just a little bit surprised he didn't throw the first base with McDonald over there in a running situation where you just may catch someone. And my philosophy was always better to throw to any base but home when you're not sure. So he had a pretty big lead and it just seemed like an opportunity to take a chance. Take advantage of being left-handed. And Drew's drawing a couple of throws.
And that's more about giving the bullpen a chance, because here comes the skipper. Well, Buck Showalter on his way out. A tough outing for Mark Hendrickson. The Oriole bullpen, along with their starters, has been outstanding over the 4-game win streak the Orioles have. Hendrickson will come out here, and Simone will come on to pitch. think about pitching.
Yeah, it's been over a week. He's not earned one an inning of work back at Chicago against the White Sox. And since the All-Star break, that things haven't gone well. He's pitched to a 6.5 ERA, raising his ERA from 3.24 to 4.60. So, again, he's one of those that suffered with his outstanding run by Koji and Gonzalez at the back of the bullpen, and the starters getting to those two.
Oh, the Red Sox have come back here in the 7th inning on the home run by SCUTARO, bringing in McDonald, who had the pinch hit single ahead of him to tie the ball game up. Now a runner on at first base, and Martinez is 0 for 3 in the ball game.
A real tough part of the lineup. This is not how I don't think Buck Showalter had it planned. He would have liked for a left-hander to go through Drew and Martinez and Ortiz.
Buck Martinez, that's close. Victor Martinez, 413 right-handed, 246 from the left side. 13 home runs on the year. 5 have been hit left-handed. 1 away.
And very limited at bats. Only Marco SCUTARO has a base hit off of Simon.
Pitch will miss away for a ball.
That's always a tough thing when you're out in the bullpen. It's either feast or famine. It seems like you're in there every night or you don't get in for a week. So I know Simon threw after the game last night. Again, just hadn't really been up much. And you know the next day you're going to get in when that happens.
Yeah. 1-0 delivery. That'll be hacked down the left field side, foul. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
That's one of those nuances of the game. It's just like, when they bring the closer in just to get an innings of work because he hasn't pitched in a few days. Invariably, it's a 30-pitch inning. Everything goes wrong, and he's not available for tomorrow when you need a save.
Holding the runner at first, Wigginton on J.D. Drew. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and Simone will miss up high. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. There's Bard getting ready in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Ron Farrell talking to John Lester. Lester's hoping the Red Sox can get a run and he would have a chance to be the winning pitcher. One more to give him a lead. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that's going to be in the gap in the right center field. Markakis over to get it. J.D. Drew on his way to third. They're going to wave him on home. Bogart gives him the flag. They got a chance at the plate. The throw will not be in time. An RBI double by Victor Martinez. A 3-run 7th inning and a 6-5 Boston lead.
That ball took off a little bit on Nick. I was watching him track it. It looked like he thought he was going to cut it off with a little straighter angle. And here it is. It looked like he was going to come straight across and probably prevent the runner, but then he had to veer more toward the wall. I don't think Nick thought it was going to be travel quite as well as it did after it hit the turf. Usually Baltimore's really slow turf. And J.D. Drew can still run a little bit.
Yeah, right in stride all the way around.
So the Red Sox, with 10 hits now, have the lead. And with Ortiz coming up and first base open, they're going to intentionally walk him. Martinez now has a 7-game hit streak as he picks up the RBI, his 55th of the year.
Yeah, 12th intentional walk in the year for Ortiz.
The 3 runs are charged to Mark Hendrickson, who gives up 3 runs on 3 hits in an inning and a third, 2 walks and a strikeout. Now this will put runners on at first and second. Orioles trying to set up the ground ball double play with Beltre coming up.
Yeah, 12th intentional walk for Ortiz. Cabrera leads the league with 27. Actually, that's not exactly how Mark Hendrickson wanted this inning to turn out. Seemed to go badly pretty quick.
So here is Beltre. He's had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. coming off a great month of August where he was second in the league in August in RBIs. 5th best road average on the year in the American League. And 5th overall in average in the league. And he will take Simone's pitch for a strike.
Beltre has excelled all year long. 346 average with runners in scoring position. Extremely high number.
And a towering fly ball to left field. Pierre going back at the wall. Up and goodbye home run. Beltre, a 3 RBI shot foiling the intentional pass to Ortiz ahead of him.
Yeah, 0-1 pitch, target low and away. Ends up in that spot where Simone has been burned a lot this year, and up and on the inside half of the plate. You see a lean back swing from Beltre. He's just having a monster year for the Red Sox. Into about the 1st or 2nd row.
So that will clean the bases. And for Beltre, 91 RBIs. With his 24th home run. Lowrie, Wigginton will get it over to Simone. And Lowrie is retired, 2 down. Boy, very big 7th inning for the Red Sox. You would not, unless you followed this game a lifetime, have expected Lester to be the pitcher with a chance to win if you'd watched just the first 2 innings of this game, which is why you play 9.
That's why you play.
He can't believe it either.
Nope.
Yeah, Lester, he's really been down this whole game, just trying to keep the Orioles at bay, and he's somehow able to do it.
2 away here. That one is going to be knocked down. Bell, fine play, and a scoop by Wigginton to get Lowell. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly.
On the board, Adam Jones in the 1st inning, driving in a couple runs, and J.D. Drew, the Oriole killer, certainly this year having a monster year. And SCUTARO joins the party in the top of the 7th. And then Victor Martinez also playing along the double with Alfredo Simone, and then the lean back homer by Adrian Beltre. And after all was said and done, 6 runs, 7th inning, really turning the game around. Now 9-5. Red Sox. Arrieta kind of lost in the shuffle. A very good outing, 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. Didn't walk anybody. And now the hard-throwing Daniel Bard, making his 60th appearance on the year, 1-2 record. Outstanding ERA. Certainly has closer stuff. Rose in the high 90s. See 62 innings, or 62 strikeouts, 61 innings. Only 33 hits allowed. Control pitcher throws very hard.
He's worked as many as 2 innings this season out of the bullpen. With the pinch hitters that came on to ignite that inning, there'll be changes here as Hall will stay in the ball game and play in left. And Darnell McDonald will now take over in center field. And Bard doing the pitching. So it's the Orioles' turn to try and come back now. A 9-5 Boston lead. The Red Sox batting around in the 7th inning. 6 runs on 4 hits. Nick Markakis, single walk, and he is flied out. And Bard's first pitch is in there for a strike. The Orioles have actually hit Bard this season. Not many have. He's worked now in 6 games. In the previous 5, he's given up 3 runs and 5 hits in 5 1/3 innings. 1-1. Almost knocked Martinez over.
That's how hard he's throwing.
That was 102 the first one and 100 in that one?
Yeah, just getting loose. That was 100. And almost Martinez was like going, did you see how hard he threw that pitch?
You talked about his numbers when he came on, Flanny. I mean, obviously 1.76 ERA is great, but you said 33 hits in 62 innings. As a pitcher, that's one of the stats you guys look for, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
to really judge how well a guy's going.
Yeah, absolutely.
He may be their closer of next year.
Oh, yeah, that's some of the talk. I mean, he certainly has more than enough closer stuff. He has the control to do it. It seems like he has the makeup to do it. Many times that setup role or 8th inning role is the breeding ground for future closers. And he has 29 holds. That's like 29 saves. You're protecting the lead to hand it over to your closer.
Leads the American League with those 29 holds and has not given up anything in the last 7 2/3 innings worked over a 6-game span. There is the current closer, Jonathan Papelbon.
Full moon.
2-2 delivery is fouled away. Markakis, Wigginton, and Jones due up. Bottom half of the 7th inning. 9 runs, 11 hits for the Red Sox. 5-8. And 0 for the Orioles.
It's fun watching Nick hit. I mean, even 97, he still stays over the ball. He still puts a good swing on it. He's not trying to. He's just really a diligent, consistent hitter. And And even right there, how many guys are going to get his first breaking ball of the day after throwing everything 99 to 102 and gets an 88-mile-an-hour slider down on his ankles, and Nick fights it off and stays up there to hit. With even a mediocre breaking ball at 102 miles an hour,
just to change the speed alone, that might have break.
It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Home plate umpire Tom Hagen giving Markakis a chance to walk this off a little bit. So Lester leaves the ball game. He gave up the 5 runs on 8 hits over 6, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts, giving up the runs in the first 2 innings.
Most every hitter in the league would have been done on that slider right there, 2 strikes.
Bard with the 2-2 delivery. Markakis second deck.
And that's a good thing about Nick. They've been pitching around him this year. His home run totals are lower. He's walking more, but there's not a pitcher in the league that he can't hit.
Two in the air to left. Hall. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. Find the latest gear at the official online shop of the Orioles. You can browse the largest online selection of official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. And for the whole family, you can shop 24/7 from your home. Get the gear from the official source, Orioles.com shop. Ty Wigginton, RBI base hit by a pitch and scored, and he's been called out on strikes. Wigginton at 251 on the year, and Bard, nasty.
It's not exactly fair right there.
You see, Wiggy, he was getting all geared up for a fastball. I'm sure he saw the board. See that triple digits.
On delivery. Got that one up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So a 2-hit ball game. Ty Wigginton on with 1 away.
What do you think of that pitch selection?
You can see the smile on Wiggy's face.
Wigginton's on first base and never had to see a hunt. Never saw anything over 88.
That's why that smile on his face. Thank you very much. I'm thinking he's only thrown 88 from what I've seen.
So Adam Jones, who looked as though he was hurting after making a catch that took him into the wall in center, is coming out of the ball game, and Jake Fox.
I have a feeling Fox is going to see the hundreds again.
Jake on to pinch hit.
You can see by his sort of practice swing, just getting loose to let it go.
He's 4 for 14 as a pinch hitter this year. Overall for the Orioles, 0 for 4. Orioles needing base runners now. Wigginton will be held by Lowell over there at first base. 1-0 delivery. Chopper to short. SCUTARO. LOWRIE. Double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. 7 complete here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Red Sox up. Series finale will have Brad Bergeson on the mound against Daisuke Matsusaka. Our coverage on MASN HD at 6:30. Ozark Strip presented by your local Ford dealer, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Yeah, pretty good matchup. Daisuke Matsusaka, 19 starts, 8-4, ERA about a little over 4. And Brad Bergeson has pitched extremely well through the month of August, so it should be a good matchup.
Orioles will keep Jake Fox in the ballgame in left field, and PA will move from left to center. And it is foul back. Darnell McDonald. McDonald kicked off the 7th inning with a pinch hit single, staying in the ballgame to play center. Red Sox batted around in the 7th, picking up the 6 runs and the 9-5 lead. Well, McDonald batting here in the top of the 8th inning. Simone stays on the 0-1, and that's in there for a strike. Oh-2 delivery by Simone. Interesting point I thought made by Buck Showalter today pregame, talking about pitchers. Was asked about pitch limitations and are you going to shut certain pitchers down. He said, you know something, we're not worried about their career highs in innings pitched. The point is to go beyond it. So we don't want to stop where their career high is. We want to see what else they have to give when they go beyond that.
Absolutely. You know, if you pitch 120 innings, you'd like to get them up to 150 or 60. So next year, you can go another 30 beyond that. If you're staying at the same number, you're really not gaining any ground.
At the second base hit hard, Brian Roberts. They get the out, 1 away in the 8th inning. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight. Margo SCUTARO, big 2 RBI homer. He's had a 2 for 4 ball game. Adrian Beltre delivering a big blast, good for 3 RBIs. And J.D. Drew, a home run, his 18th solo shot that came in the 5th inning. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. SCUTARO waiting on deck as Bill Hall stands in. Hall struck out, pinch hitting in the 7th inning. The Orioles trying to extend a 4-game win streak. Red Sox trying to get out of a 3-game losing streak tonight. And the 1-0 tag foul.
Talk a little bit about innings pitched, Flanny. It seems to me, I mean, you look at somebody like Nolan Ryan, Jim Palmer. You played in an era when there were 4-man rotations. There's more concerted effort than ever to protect pitchers. I doubt there was ever a more protected pitcher early on in his career than Strasburg, and now he's out for the next 15 months. And I don't think they're ever going to find some certain formula that gets pitchers to stay in the organization injury-free.
No, there's no real magic formula, but I remember actually we did a study going back, and I know Tom Berducci with Sports Illustrated had done some research, and it was really on pitchers that were 25 and younger. And what they did is that, and I think their number they used was 50 more innings than the year before. When the pitcher under 25 went from, let's say, 130 to 170, they were more likely the following year to show a decline or injury. And there's been a number of documented cases. I know we actually talked a little bit about when Jim Palmer first came to the big leagues. He had a 60 or 70 inning jump. Next year he was hurt. Jim's talked about it a lot, his injury very early in his career. Roger Clemens, I think, made that same kind of jump from the minor leagues into the big time. So I think that's where this feeling comes from. And it seems like once they're 25 years old, they're sort of good to go.
Strikeout number 1 recorded. Here is SCUTARO tonight with a 2 for 4.
Yeah, big night for SCUTARO. 2 for 4, home run, single, a couple of RBIs. It's been kind of a thorn in the side of walking wounded. Do you have another sighting?
Thorn in the side.
Thorn in the side. Oh, I'm sorry. I see, that was over my head.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
A 2-0 count on SCUTARO. 2 down, nobody on. Simone looking for that 1-2-3 inning here in the 8th. Strike on the outside corner. Jason Varitek. All the great years, and now a question of now what?
Yep, longtime team captain. Always done a great job behind the plate. At times, I think, sacrificing offense for defense.
Still wearing the C. And still always ready to go. But obviously with Victor Martinez, the playing time has been cut down substantially. And Jared Saltalamacchia also with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Another catcher.
Yeah, a lot of decisions and some age starting to finally creep into the Red Sox.
2-out walk surrendered. And J.D. Drew will get another at bat. Home run 18 came in the 5th inning, drew the walk and scored in the 7th. A 1-for-3 ball game and a 1-for-6 in the first 2 of this series. J.D. Drew 366 against the Orioles this year and 235 against the rest of the Eastern Division. Red Sox have been hanging right around the 500 mark against Eastern Division ball clubs. 27 and 28 coming into this game against the East. Tampa Bay has the most wins against the division, their own division, 32. They're 32 and 20. And then Toronto. Toronto's 30 and 23.
Yeah, Toronto's played well inside the division.
Two-0 count on J.D. Drew with 2 down and a runner on at first base. And a check swing foul ball. Almost picks off Martinez. Every team in the East had a winning month of August. It was the only division in baseball where that was the case. Here's the 2-1 delivery. 2-2.
Interesting, because a lot of that month you're playing out of your division. September, it's almost exclusively back into the East. Did we say yes? It was a 21 of 30, I think.
Atlanta, Philadelphia, both winning tonight. So Atlanta still got a 3-game lead, and Simone's got a strikeout. That'll be his second of the ball game. A base runner left on, and the Red Sox on top 9-5. Bard on to pitch for the starter. Lester, the pitcher of record, trying to go 13-0 against the Orioles. We understand Adam Jones came out upper back soreness. The reason.
Yeah, to me, it goes back to that maybe play in the outfield, the aggravating where he was hit back in Chicago, right on that left shoulder.
So he is out of there, and PA's playing center, and Fox is playing left. Ball retrieved in the outfield here. Bard waiting. Felix PA will lead it off. PA an RBI double in the first inning. The Orioles got 4 in the first and 1 in the second, and nothing since. In fact, there's been 1 inning where they had an opportunity to do anything since the second inning, and that was in the 6th when they got the bases loaded. And that's the only inning since the second where they've had any base runner left on. 1-0 count on PA. Albers in the bullpen for the Orioles. In at third base, Beltre even with the bag. Here's the 1-0, and that'll be taken inside. Bard still around that 100-mile-an-hour pitch, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
You know, Flanny, as we're watching another guy throw 100 miles an hour, I'm thinking back to Strasburg. I'm wondering, one, just the toll it takes on your body to throw 100 miles an hour. I'm trying to think in my head and racking my brain. I can think of Clemens and Ryan, and there's not too many pitchers.
That's going to go in the gap, and it will go to the wall. Chased down by Hall. PA goes into second base with a leadoff double in the 8th inning.
Yeah, PA's had some pretty good swings. Second double of the night, 12 on the year.
He's had great swings tonight. He battled Lester very well, and you know his swing has really come a long way. You look at him from the side, his hands drop down in position. He stops right there. He's in a really good position to hit. Sees straight on that front side. Keep it rolling right there, and just a nice follow through, nice easy swing, effortless power right there.
He was given some impetus tonight by the manager, Buck Showalter, who, when asked in the pregame press conference, has PA shown you the stuff that would make him a starter for next year? There was no hesitation. He said, nope, not yet.
Yep, still got a ways to go.
Not yet.
Buck's hardcore.
He is.
No joke.
Here's Matt Wieters. And Wieters a chopper to second base. Lowrie will make the play over to first. PA goes over to third. 1 out.
You see, Brian Graham, you can expand that coaching staff once the month of September starts. So he goes coordinating minor league instruction, Brian Graham. A long-time minor league manager, spent a lot of time in the Cleveland organization and with Mike Hargrove. Went on to Pittsburgh for a while, and everything I've heard, he does an outstanding job.
Hitting some fungos today and working pregame. Strike taken on the outside corner. Here's REIMOLD. Nolan with a base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Runner at third. 1 out. These two teams now have combined for 14 runs on 21 hits. REIMOLD will take the pitch, and it's in there. 0-2. Right back here tomorrow night. Final game. The Red Sox in Baltimore for the year. Brad Bergeson and Daisuke Matsuzaka scheduled to go. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be taken. A few woos and ahs as fans watch the radar gun. PA off third base. Here's the 1-2 to Nolan REIMOLD. And another one up high.
Just 99. Nice, easy 99.
Nice, easy 99.
He's still talking about that base hit he got on the slider. I think he said when he hit it, it just kind of curved into center field on its own.
That'll head to the seats. It'll stay at 2-2. PA leading it off with a double. Moved up on the Wieters ground ball out. He awaits arrival at the plate here. If REIMOLD can get him in. Daniel Bard with a 2-2. To check on how many dozens of balls were used in this game. Boy, have there been a lot of foul balls tonight. Bard still at 2-2. And REIMOLD will just tip that foul. No Papelbon. And for the second time in the game, Hideki Okajima throwing. I guess if it's a close save opportunity, Papelbon gets it. If not, Okajima.
Okajima, some left-handers do.
Two ball, 2 strike count. And REIMOLD in the air to left. Hall, PA tagging. Hall charging. Hall's going to make the throw to the plate. It's off the mark, hits the mound, and bounces high. So REIMOLD, the sac fly, and an RBI makes it a 9-6 game.
Really competitive at bat right there by Nolan. You know, he's fouling off 99 over and over and over again. I remember when I was watching Nolan in AAA, he handled the speed really well. I remember he hit a rocket off Chapman on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, I think, while I was down there. So that was a really good at bat. Hung tough on that one nasty 84-mile-an-hour slider after seeing consecutive 99-mile-an-hour fastballs, and he got the RBI out of it. So really good job at the plate for Nolan right there.
And makes it a Papelbon game for the moment. Now with a 3-run differential. Foul back into the screen by Bell, who's gone 0 for 3, 0 for 6 in the first 2 games of the series for the Oriole third baseman. Both Tampa Bay and the Yankees coming away with wins, so nothing's going to change at the top of the pile. Tampa Bay will remain a game behind the Yankees. Red Sox need to win to stay 8 out. Swung on and missed, 0-2. 2 down, nobody on. The 0-2 delivery. And that's it. Orioles, however, will get a run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. A 9-6 Red Sox lead. Grab your bag. It's on. 9-11-0 for the Red Sox. 6-10-0 for the Orioles. We go to the 9th inning. Matt Albers coming on to pitch.
Albers come out of the bullpen. That 52nd game of the year. 5-3 record. All 5 of those wins at home. He has been there. Bit of good luck charm at home. Some of those extra inning games along the way. Some of those against the Red Sox. 60 innings of work out of the bullpen. 31 walks, 40 strikeouts. He really is not about the strikeouts, but throws low to 90s. Outstanding sinker when he's right. Sinker slider combination.
Alfredo Simon worked an inning and 2/3. 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 intentional, and 2 strikeouts. Mark Hendrickson, the pitcher of record, an inning and a third. 3 runs, 3 hits. Jake Arrieta, the starter, 3 runs, 6 hits over 5. No walks, 5 strikeouts. Arrieta non-decision. John Lester, 5 runs, 8 hits over 6. Chance to be the winner. Daniel Barnes has worked a couple of innings, giving up a run on 2 hits so far. Still officially in, but you got to believe he'll be coming out for the bottom half of the ninth. Here's Victor Martinez, RBI double in the 7th. Now has a 7-game hit streak, 1 for 4 in the ball game. Hitting at .294. Martinez will take Albers' delivery. 1-1.
Have done an outstanding job with Victor Martinez, holding him to 1 base hit tonight. Had been 10 for his last 17 coming into tonight. Jake Arrieta was able to strike him out a couple of times, both on 3-2 breaking balls.
Albers out of the stretch with a 1-1. And that's going to miss outside for a ball.
Flanny, I wanted to get back to that a little bit where we were talking about pitchers before PA rudely interrupted me by hitting a double in the gap. But you talked about the innings pitched after a certain age. I remember being on second base and having Randy Johnson throwing 93 miles an hour. All of a sudden the bases loaded, get loaded, and all of a sudden he's up to 98, 99. Now, as part of that maturity, learning how to pace yourself, because when I watched Strasburg, it seemed like he was max effort every single pitch all the time.
Yeah, that's certainly what I saw. I mean, to me, for him, every game he pitched in the big leagues, to me, it looked like a World Series game. You know, he was max effort from the first pitch. When he got in trouble, he still was max effort.
When you were throwing, how many times a game did you go max effort on your fastball?
Probably early on in my career. I would say the first couple of years, I was a max effort. I didn't have a changeup. I was fastball, curveball. So I learned really how to pitch and how to sort of cruise until you got in trouble. Because I knew once I got in trouble, I couldn't add anything more, and I was really killing myself on the mound. And I think, unfortunately, that's what Strasburg ran into, that
Never learn to cruise.
No. And there's a lot of pitchers that don't, but I think he has the type of mechanics to me that looks like the shoulder is going to take a lot of the stress. And when you put that much torque, 100 miles an hour, 90-mile-an-hour changeups, big-time breaking ball.
What does he do mechanically that makes you think that?
It really is a part of his delivery, and most pitchers have something in their delivery that's either going to expose their elbow or expose their shoulder. You really want to take it with your back muscles, or to distribute some of that stress to an area. But it's sort of a timing mechanism within his delivery, at least as I see it, that the shoulder is just going to take a lot of stress. Some it's the elbow, some with mine I always felt it was more my elbow.
Operation Friday in California. And a strike taken by Ortiz, 2-2. We've seen so many pitchers come back even better. Young pitchers, after they have the Tommy John surgery, come back and stronger and able to continue to perform at maybe even a higher level. In his case, I'm not sure that's possible. But
yeah, I mean, it's a good thing for him is he's young. I mean, and it's a good thing they have Tommy John surgery. How many guys in the 60s and 70s hurt their elbow, and you can't pitch with that torn ligament. It's just impossible to throw.
Yeah. When you're 70 years old, it's tough to
It is.
do that.
But see, and there's actually some pitching. I heard John Smoltz talking about it too. I got it. Don't worry.
I know you do.
But you know what it is? It's the tightening of the joint when you have that Tommy John surgery. Because I know my shoulder and elbow, and actually now the Orioles do it when they do an exit physical. They'll do a test. They'll stabilize your elbow and move your hand, see how much play you have in your elbow. And Gary said he has none in his elbow anymore. No play.
But I am amphibious, as Harry Carey once
amphibian,
said.
right.
So both shoulders are available.
Broadcast with either side of the microphone.
Here's the 3-2 delivery. Ortiz fights it off again. They've actually, I've seen the stories written, I know you guys have too, with some baseball people and doctors are saying that young pitchers should have the operation even if there's not a real problem.
Just go in there and have it done?
Just go in and have it done in order to strengthen your arm.
Yeah, I don't
think when you're not under the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's little Johnny's 14 and he's only throwing 82, so we're going to put a tendon instead of a ligament, and let's not really get into that.
3-2 delivery by Albers again, and the broken back ground ball to first base. Wigginton with foot, Albers covering. Ortiz retired. 2 down, 9th inning. 9-6 ball game. Orioles down by 3. They'll have the top of the order due up, so Albers trying to hold it right where it is. Beltre coming up, a very big hit in the 7th.
Yeah, that was really the big blow. 3-run home run to set, 24th of this season. And he has just been outstanding all year long for the Red Sox, hitting over 350 with runners in scoring position, and really the big blow in tonight's game.
So Beltre with a 5-game hit streak that he extended with that home run. He will foul that one off, and a 1-strike count on him. 2 down and nobody on. Had the Red Sox been able to stay in the race, or if they have a miracle comeback and get in it, MVP consideration would have to be given to Beltre.
Yeah, you look at it, top 5 in all the offensive categories, and he's there.
Good pitch by Albers coming in on him 0-2. Beltre, a .282 hitter in this ballpark, now has 5 home runs in his career at Camden Yards. 0-2 delivery, and that's going to be inside. Albers looks like he's really got some pop in the ball tonight.
Yeah, late 95. Again, he's another one of those well-rested middle sort of relievers. Haven't had a whole lot of work in the month of August.
Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and a little further into the kitchen there.
No, it's not just 95, it's 95 with a lot of movement, too. The Orioles have a lot of really talented pitchers. I'm interested to see who's going to step up next year and become the regulars. That's 94 miles an hour with massive break toward the inside.
2-ball, 2-strike count. 2 down, bases empty for Beltre, and got him. So Albers comes on and gets it done, retires the side in order. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Red Sox up by 3.
Bottom of the 9th, and Rick, we've been spoiled as of late. Orioles pitchers have been very stingy, and tonight, one of those nights, the opposition bats, they just came alive.
Well, Jake gave up a few runs late and managed to leave the game in the 5th, but John Lester was on the ropes. He's looking for a 13th win against the Orioles, but they gave up 5 runs early and somehow got off the hook.
Well, the Orioles are coming up at the bottom of the 9th, looking for 3. Back to the booth. Here's Gary.
All right, Jim, let's see if they can get it done here. And if they do, it will be against the Red Sox closer, Jonathan Papelbon.
Yeah, 55th appearance of the year, 5-5 record, 33 out of 39 opportunities out of the bullpen. He's tied for 3rd best in the league. And he's not allowed to run in his last 11 of his 12 times out with a 2.38 ERA. That's 8th among AL relievers. Opponent average 194 against. Right-handed batters just hitting 158, 15 for 95 with 3 home runs. Left-handers a little bit better, 226 and 3 home runs.
Papelbon, of course, comes in with those amazing numbers against the Orioles. His ERA is .79. He's given up 3 runs in 34 innings lifetime against the Orioles in 36 games. It's the lowest ERA of any major leaguer ever, with at least 30 innings pitched against the Orioles. So Papelbon is on. The Orioles this season have faced Papelbon previously in 5 games, getting a run on 6 hits and 4 2/3 innings against him. Brian Roberts will lead it off. Roberts with an 0 for 3 and a walk. Brian is 2 for 8 lifetime off the Red Sox closer. And Papelbon starts him up. The fastball strike.
Yeah, 94. Still not at a comfortable at bat after Daniel Bard's 99-100. Then follow that up with Papelbon's 94, 95, 96.
Bard a couple of innings work to run on 2 hits with no walks and a strikeout. Roberts will take it down low, 1-1.
It's always sort of that odd decision when you're facing the closer and you're down by 2 or more runs, whether to take the first strike or not. I mean, they're so dominating once they get ahead. That was always a little bit of a dilemma I faced. You know, normally maybe if a 1-run lead you might want to take, but with 3 runs against Papelbon, I mean, your chances are slim. I always thought it was a good idea to take a good swing at the first strike you saw. Roberts can be a little more patient, make him work a little bit, but generally not going to come back against a closer by walking away around the bases.
Yeah, it's usually not going to happen. Certainly against the elite closers. Maybe the best pitch you're going to get to hit, it may be the first one.
Exactly. They don't give it away. They're going to make you earn it. And once they get 2 strikes, they all have pitches to put you away.
1 ball, 2 strike count here on Brian Roberts, leading off the bottom of the 9th. And Papelbon will get him.
A lot of strikeouts tonight for these Red Sox pitchers. And that's a split finger. Bottom just falls out.
pretty
and
much.
And that's why right there you try to get them before they get 2 strikes. I mean, you do have a little bit of a, not an edge as a hitter, but as big as edge as you're ever going to get when the closer has a 3-run lead, because you're generally going to get a pretty good pitch to hit until he gets strike 1.
1 away. Here's Julio Lugo. Lugo, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, 2 for 4. And Papelbon's fastball inside to him. Lester's trying to go 13-0 against the Orioles.
And you could sort of tell by the way he reacted to that ball that he looks like he's taking a strike as well.
Just kind of backed off.
Yeah, just as soon as he was released, he didn't really get planted at all.
Markakis and Wigginton waiting here, hoping for at-bats. Takes that one. That's going to be inside. And a 2-0 count to Lugo. Lugo 1 for 5 off Papelbon. Papelbon with that process of the deep breath, the look, the eyes under the bill of that cap. It's down low. 2-0 delivery, and he'll get the strike call. 2-1.
Yeah, he has a routine much like a hitter between pitches. He comes at it up to the look down and look up for a sign. Deep breath. It's the same every pitch. And then the look.
Here's the 2-1, and Lugo will take it, and he evens it up.
I always wondered if pitchers actually think they're intimidating hitters with the look, or if that's just part of repertoire, or if they think that's somehow bothersome to us. But it's what comes out of their hand that bothers us, not the look they give on the mound.
2-2 delivery. And Lugo will take it, and it's 3-2. Update you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. There are the results so far. You can still text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. The results coming up in the O's Extra post-game show. Jim and Rick standing by with that.
Get some interesting voting on those, don't you?
No? You picked up on that?
Watching?
Here's the 3-2, and Lugo shattered back. SCUTARO close. They got him. So 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. If Lester gets this win, and take a look at this first. Yikes.
At one time the ball was going, the bat head was in front of the ball.
Going to say, if Lester gets the win, since 1919, the pitchers who have had the most wins against an opponent without a loss, Carl Mays against the Philadelphia Phillies and went 14-0, and Randy Johnson went 13-0 against the Cubs. Lester would equal Randy Johnson's mark of 13-0 against the Orioles if the O's cannot come back here in a most unlikely game. He would be the winner after giving up the 5 runs on 6 hits in the first 2 innings. Papelbon 2 down and nobody on. Nick Markakis a single, a walk, and a slide to left twice. Here's the 0-1. Markakis takes. 16,210, 16,210 the announced attendance tonight for game 2 of the 3-game set. Markakis, you see, because of Papelbon's maneuverings, machinations, if you will, hitters kind of lean on the bat and wait. Got a lot of time.
Oh, it takes forever.
One delivery. That caught the home plate umpire, Tom Hallion.
There's a masturbation right there. That one got him. That hurt. I'm not sure I want to see that again. It's the hand?
Right.
That kind of looked like it may have been that arm, left arm, or in the rib cage area. Ooh. And they're asking for some help here.
It doesn't look like he's going to finish.
No.
Somebody just ran in the tunnel and looked like to get their gear on.
Lance Barksdale, the second base umpire.
Yeah, they really got right off that left wrist. Immediately holding his left hand.
Boy, that came right straight through. So that's going to be it for Tom Hallion, the crew chief.
That's too bad.
Yeah, he's in a lot of pain.
So we will wait here as I believe Lance Barksdale is going to went in to get the umpiring equipment on to work behind the plate here. Bottom of the ninth inning, 1-2 count and 2 down. With Nick Markakis at the plate. Dustin Pedroia staying with the ball club, even though he's not going to be playing for the rest of the year.
He's just driving everyone crazy in that dugout.
You can see right here, he's really exposed right there as a catcher moves the outside half. I mean, that's the other, it's a foul ball, but. Yeah, you can see as Martinez sort of gets the outside, Hallion's sort of exposed. But he wished he had the old-time chest protector, huh, Flanny?
Yeah, keep your hands behind it. You know, it's much like a catcher. You know, when the ball's coming in, you've got to put that throwing hand behind him because of foul tips. You really can't judge the direction of the foul tip.
There's been times I wish they would bring that chest protector back so the umpires could get a little closer up behind the catcher and stand right over the plate instead of going with him as the catcher moves the inside and the outside. I don't blame them when they go with the catcher. I mean, they're pretty exposed, as you just saw.
So we await the equipment change, if you will, underneath. Tomorrow, what looks like it's going to be the rubber match of this 3-game set. Daisuke Matsuzaka and Brad Bergeson will be going. Matsuzaka missed his last start, so he's working on extended rest coming into the ball game.
Yeah, a little bit of a sore back for Daisuke. And Brad Bergeson, who was had a terrific month of August. That's right over your head, Gary.
Look at that, huh? Right there. Shot from the well at the lower area.
Always working. A couple more innings, have the cameraman completely entombed.
Completely. Quiet moment at the ball.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, it's been a long night in that dugout, the ups and downs of tonight's game. Or is it with the 5-2 lead early on, and then the demoralizing 7th inning where the Red Sox scored their 6.
Mike Showalter now with the expanded bench, of course, with the call-ups. And on our Wired Wednesday, we talked with him before the game, and I asked him, all right, you got the players up here, more to come. How do you plan to use them? What do you do now with the expanded roster?
One thing, we're going to keep the integrity of the competition. You know, we owe it to Boston and Tampa and New York, put our best face out there, and that should happen regardless. But at the same time, we have to use some of this time to evaluate where we are to make good decisions. But, priority is going to always be what's best for the Baltimore Orioles. And somebody gets a little upset along the way, that's life. But we're looking out for our best interests. And but for the most part, for the whole part, we're trying to win baseball games and trying to put our best lineup out there, trying to blend in, some looks that we need to see. But believe me, we're looking at trying to win a baseball game every night and making sure that the people that are hoping we beat these teams feel good about the way we're going about it.
Prior to the game tonight, Buck Showalter in our Wired Wednesday. So maybe an umpire is going to go behind the plate for one pitch.
It's a possibility. I was just thinking if Pat Bond's ever had a save where he's had two different home plate umpires.
Yeah, probably not. Lance Barksdale.
Kind of unsettling for the hitter, too, taking that long break with 2 strikes. You're sort of into the at-bat, and now haven't seen a pitch in 10 minutes.
Long at-bat.
Nick Markakis, 1-2 count, 2 down, nobody on. And Papelbon's delivery. And a slow roller. That'll be fouled off outside of first. So Nick will come back to continue the at-bat. Nick did get that single in the first inning, so he does have the 10-game hit streak extended. Brian Roberts, his 6-game hit streak was not extended in this game tonight. And the Orioles, barring a major comeback here, will have their 4-game win streak ended. And if the Red Sox win it, it will even up the season series at 7 games apiece. Papelbon looking for the save. Lester waiting for his 15th win. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that will be inside 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Papelbon to Markakis, and missed with it, and the count will go to 3-2. Obviously, the Orioles need runners here, so for Markakis, it's any way, anyhow to get on. Wigginton waiting on deck. The Orioles got a run in the 8th to start back into this game.
Nick might see the first pitch you can turn on in a long time right here.
3-2 delivery. And a chopper to second. Lowrie back in the outfield. And that's that. This one is in the books as the Red Sox will come away.